Hello, people. So you can see we've got George back on a panel tonight. We got Uncle Russ and nephew Ricer.
Hey, everybody.
There we are.
They just finished up their Iola Car Show, and sounds like from the Ricer just saying they got 2 inches of rain in what hour? You said
About hour and a half.
Hour and a half, 2 inches of rain right after they got packed up. That's perfect timing. What's up, Simon?
What's up, Simon?
Scotty, Boo, the Moose, Bat. How y'all are? Who else? Did I miss anybody else? Scotty, the Moose, Sleeper. There's Russ. Chris, what's up, buddy? So you got a big old break, a year's break, and you're ready to do it again then, Ricer? Are you like already committed? Or do you have to reapply for that, or they just say, see you next year, Jeff?
I've got connections, let's say, if that's the words we use. One of my best friends is the president of the board of the Iola Car Show. And one of my really good friends, also fellow coach and all that. He is the director of the car show, the actual car show, and the employees and all that. So long story short, I have connections, and they've always kind of forced me into like try to do this event, and I enjoy it. Long story, I used to cook out there for decades at the place that I worked at, Supply. We used to send all the buns and hamburger and ketchup and whatever, to all the different food stands. That was our job. But I would sit there and cook. As I got older, I would just sit and cook up for us because we were so far out of the realm that, we're way away from the show at that time. And it just made more sense for me to cook and then answer the phone or something like that. So that's what we kind of did. And then the president and the CEO, whatever you want to call the two guys, I mean, one's a board president, and the other one's the president. They just kind of said, that's enough of this. You're way too talented, dude. We're going to get you in the show. So that's kind of how the past 3 years, I finally said, okay, fine, I'll do it. So,
yeah.
And then, or maybe it's, yeah, 2-3 years. I don't know if Russ was here. Yeah, you might have been here the first year. You were, right? First year that I actually cooked for the VIPs.
Yeah.
In the show. So
the year before last, right?
In 22.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
So I cooked. Yeah, I cooked for VIPs, but out at the Supply thing that people, it's a long story. Just like Joe Coddington and stuff like that. They always, famous car people would come out there because they knew I was barbecuing out there. And it just one thing led to another. So, but then finally they forced me into this year. Like they built a really neat little place for just beer and soda. And they said, we'd like you to sell a sandwich there around noon and let's see what happens. So it's kind of the gist of it.
Do they give you like a menu, or you just create the menu, or do you have to?
I just tell them what I'm going to cook. I mean, there is about 130,000 to or 120 to 130,000 people that come to this show. So, so if you look at, I mean, you can't a show of 100 people doesn't bring the Fonzie in or Daisy Duke or, those type of people, So, so there's a lot of food vendors throughout the whole show, but then there's the car show vendors too. So they have their own food that they create, the burgers and the hot dogs and stuff. And then they bring in taco trucks, quesadilla trucks, corn dog trucks, whatever. And I just did a pulled pork sandwich. So
okay, so there's other vendors there too. Then that's cool.
Oh yeah.
What
were you selling the sandwiches for? How much?
Real cheap, $10 for about a 1/3 pound pork sandwich with a bag of chips for $10.
Nice.
That makes it easy. It makes it not easy, but it makes it nice if you don't have a huge menu that you got to keep up with.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have friends that run big festivals like Summerfest and stuff like that. That's actually Fabio. He does all those fests too. They own a pizza place in Milwaukee, and so they do all the festivals. So I got somebody, if I wanted to do more, he could help me, but that means I have to get we can't have just Russ and Eric and Daniel and my friend Jake and Sammy help me. I'd have to actually get people in there because I don't want these guys to have to like kill themselves, right? And we're supposed to be having fun, they are. I don't care about me, but and I have fun, but I have to think too, so
right.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's a really fun time. I do it for my community is really why I do it. That's really the only reason. There's no that other than I do it for the community.
Yeah, we did see a picture of Russ all crashed out.
He was
pretty tired.
Yeah.
We're up at.
I should have knew he was going to do that. I'd have stayed awake.
Russ is
classic.
Yeah.
But that was Saturday, and you got to look. I picked him up Tuesday.
Yeah.
Afternoon. So he was up at 4:30 in the morning. We went out to the car show to kind of do a little pre-setup. Then Wednesday, up at 8 o'clock or out the door at 8 to go out to the car show to start really setting up.
Yeah.
Up until 10, 11 o'clock still. Up at 4 something again the next day.
With not much, going to bed late. Too,
Yeah. So I mean, he didn't get much sleep. So I told him on Saturday, I said, dude, you can just relax. I mean, you don't have to do anything. We're not running any offset or anything. I mean, I let him run and feed the offset for what we're cooking because it's, something not too like difficult for him at all,
Nope. Yeah, I was right at home on that. Your pit runs identical to mine. It's basically the same pit. Yours is a little bit longer, right?
Yeah, mine's just a little bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same size, 24.
Thick.
Yeah. Yours is a little longer.
Yeah.
Right. How well do you use it don't matter what size it is.
like my best friend Bill always used to say, mine's not the longest, but I got a head like a lily pad. So
Like,
how deep like you wiggle your worm.
Yeah, right.
6 days on a generator.
damn.
I wonder if they've been better off going with propane, or it'd probably use a lot of propane too.
Yeah.
Nothing's free, that's for sure. You're gonna pay one way or the other.
6 days, and he's saying something earlier that the electric company said they hope by Tuesday.
By Tuesday.
Great.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I've been through a few hurricanes. Elena, 1985. We were without power for over 2 weeks, I know. And then Frederick, I don't remember exactly. That was in 79. The Katrina, no power was around Pascagoula or anywhere really on the Gulf Coast for 6 months or better,
Damn.
The whole infrastructure was gone. They had to start over, for the most part.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that long. That'd be a long time. No electric.
We went to
Chicago, wasn't it?
Illinois. Yeah, Belleville.
I'm gonna have to turn it on so I can read it on my phone. I can't read nothing over there. Or here, yeah, you got. I got the mic in the way, so.
Oh, you can't see the. I'm seeing both of them pretty good.
Yeah, all right, it's all good.
So I imagine y'all probably pigged out all weekend too, didn't you? Although that if it's a little hot, I don't really like eating really heavy when it's real hot.
No, we didn't really eat a whole lot.
No,
I
kept on forgetting to feed them. So,
well, no, I just in them kind of environments, I don't eat a lot. No, I keep looking at you, Lance. You're down here, but the camera's up here, so I know it looks a little weird on y'all's perspective. But I'll try to remember to look at the camera. But
Yeah.
No, we ate.
Up here. Yeah.
Yeah, we had
Yeah, I
plenty.
mean, we ate, but it's like when you sit and smoke all day long and you're all night long, you're prepping and all this type of crap. It's
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I did do. I was getting so tired of smelling barbecue, and we were eating a little bit of it too. There was a little vendor up beside me. I got a 12-inch corn dog. Somebody's got that picture of me putting it in my mouth. Oh Lord, that one hadn't surfaced yet.
Eric probably.
Oh, Eric could get it out there. Yeah, for sure. Probably tonight. And,
yeah, he's got the link. He asked for the link just now. So
yeah.
I'm sure.
I just seen. I'm like, man, I want a corn dog. I haven't had one of them in years. Deep fried corn dog with mustard. Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we only did 200 sandwiches a day, right? That's it. That's all we did, and that's we could have done more. We were sold out in 3 hours, but it was on purpose. It was kind of on design, But we still would start cooking out there, and then have to finish up back here. So yeah, it's still enough's enough.
We actually had to cook, like for tomorrow. We would cook today, and then by the time we left that night, that evening, it was getting close, but not quite there. Maybe bring it back here and put it in the PK ovens to hold it. Overnight. Right. It was just right for the next day.
So is it close to your house then, Racer?
Oh yeah,
it's
like real close.
That was all right.
We just drive gators out there, and and then my new location is on the edge of the show, which I absolutely love because our old location was right in the center of the most popular part of the show. So it was always a nightmare if we had to go pick somebody up. Like, we had to pick Mike up at 10 o'clock, so then I got to send somebody to go get them, and then they sit in traffic. I mean, the traffic can be backed up 200-300 cars easily without a blink of an eye.
Damn.
They route it good. They still have several directions. 4 different roads to enter into it, but it's still a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Every day, Mike.
Yep.
Sorry, he showed up again this year.
Oh yeah. We hung out a while, chit chatting.
Yeah, we didn't make Mike. I didn't make Mike do much either. He was there just a little bit of lifting or something like that. So.
Yeah,
but leaned on Eric and Daniel a lot, and Daniel's girlfriend Amanda
and Jake.
Well, yeah, Jake.
Yeah.
And then my buddy Sammy was actually able to finally come and help us. He always helps me, but he had to work, so he was able to actually come and help us Saturday. Yeah. So that was good.
Yeah, it was.
Eric, put your pants on.
Wanna.
Oh, there he is. What's up, Eric?
What's up, Eric?
What up, bitches?
Hey, buddy.
Long time no see.
Oh yeah, Simon. Before it sounded like they had pulled pork sandwiches and chips both days. Now, is this show only, or is there a sale and show? Any selling going on? Swaps?
Yeah, it's the largest. I think it's still 100% the largest swap meet in the Midwest.
Oh, swap too. Okay.
That's where we were, right on the edge of the swap. So, they got the car corral where they have 200-300 cars that come in for sale, maybe more. Then they have the show cars, and they have the $2 million cars area too, so
like Baird auction type things, or
they've had car auctions out there. They do, like, a company will come in once in a while and do an auction there, but Russ has never seen that. They do have at the car corral some auctions sometimes, and it'll be an auction company. But most of the time it's just you bring your car and you put your for sale sign on it and your phone number, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking for a car, you can probably get pretty darn close to finding what you want.
There's a place in Pennsylvania called.
That's the largest. Hershey, Pennsylvania. That's the largest car show in the United States.
Carlisle is that right?
By Hershey. Yeah, Hershey. Yeah, that's the largest one.
I've been there one time. It's a shit ton of acres. I mean, you can walk all day long and still and you're going to miss something because of crowds or something like that.
Yeah.
You can't walk this show in one day. I mean, you wouldn't even be close to being able to walk this show in one day. So 2 days you could probably do it. Is that yours going off?
No, it was coming over.
No, it was Lance's.
Yeah, no,
Someone said corn dog.
I told you this was going to happen.
I was actually posing there.
Oh no, he wasn't posing.
He was
What you
good.
don't know is he
Yeah,
ate it in one bite.
That's a big dog there for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, those were delicious. I got one the next day.
I'm jealous that I didn't get one.
He
Yeah,
just
you were
got it
too
when he
busy
seen the
pacing.
size of it. Like, dang.
That's a huge corn dog.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
look good too. That
Look good.
batter on there was really good. All
Yeah,
beef
oh, yeah.
dog. Yeah.
So Daddy Dutch.
Yeah, we didn't. If you're wondering, we didn't hardly eat anything like at all. It was just pure liquids for the most part. Like I'm trying to think here. First day I had one piece of rib, one tiny itty bitty like strand of pork butt, and a couple of beers, a lot of water, and some lemonade.
Can't them
We
trees
were
don't have
just-
those things. Those slip on. Sorry, Eric.
Yeah, that's all right. We were just that busy.
I was reading.
Well, what do we do here? So what did we cook? Well, we cooked chicken
Oh, I forgot about
for
the chicken.
ourselves. We cooked a little chicken for ourselves. Then the second day we didn't cook nothing.
No.
And then on
I don't think so.
Saturday,
Oh God, yeah.
we've screwed up. I screwed up a prime rib. It was my fault. So I mean, it was cut.
See what
in
happened? What happened
perfect, but-
was don't let him BS you, boys. Russ forgot to supervise Jeff again, and we let him cook something without our supervision. And he wanted to do a prime rib, and
Did Ricer throw the meter, what's it, a meter thing across the street out into the road?
No. I wasn't. This is a long story, kind of boring, but there's last year I cooked a prime rib and I just kind of did something on a whim, it was probably the best prime rib I've ever cooked. And I tried it again to replicate it, but I was so tired when I cooked that prime rib last year. I didn't really remember what I exactly did, if that makes any sense to you. I knew what I did, but I didn't really know. And long story short, I've got a prime rib in there all cubed up into some really good au jus that we're going to throw in the pit tomorrow, and we're going to braise it up. So, I overcooked it, but and it was because of the au jus is why it got overcooked. So,
Yeah, he's got to keep cooking to really break it down. It's too tough.
and we didn't have
That's
enough
probably-
time, and
that-
we
oh,
were,
yeah,
we were
that
just
was the big-
strapped, and then we had so I catered to they started something new. They call it the experience, the performance experience or something like that. I don't remember exactly. So we catered for them on Friday. They told me 20 pounds of 25 pounds of done beef and 12 racks of ribs. They ate 1 or 6 racks of ribs and 7 sandwiches out of that 25 pounds of beef. So I said, okay, well, bring it back. We'll vacuum bag it and CV it tomorrow, and we'll sell that first. Well, with the weather, it was really pretty hot yesterday. And then that storm coming, I think it was a huge storm. I mean, across the whole state. So I think people didn't come. So we did what we did, but we didn't do more, if that makes any sense to you. So,
Yeah.
So that threw a wrench into everything, and no excuses, but I mean, it's not a big deal. It was just a test cook. I bought a prime rib to test it on, and it cooked great on that Weber. I mean, if I would have just not thrown it in the au jus, it would have been fine.
Sure.
But
Oh, I've seen it before you did that.
when I slice it, it's just
really
it was perfect when I sliced it up. But because of what I did, And then I forgot about it, to be real honest. I left it in the pit and I forgot about it.
That's
So
easy to have when you got so much going on, man.
yeah.
I mean, the
That's why
place was hopping.
it's good to designate somebody to, like, you do this. This is your job. Don't screw it up. You do this stuff.
Yeah.
That way, you ain't got to try to do everything.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't, but I got to
Yeah.
think of everything,
Sure.
to get it done. But without Eric and Daniel, Jake, Russ, and Sam, it would have been pretty. There's no way I'd even attempt this. I wouldn't even think about doing it. So too much work. I mean, I'd go there to have fun.
Right.
I'd cater 10 jobs and have no problems with it. But when you're selling, then I got to make sure that, we got people, running the cash register and all that type of stuff too. So,
yeah.
But we have a beautiful spot. One of the only shaded areas on the whole show.
Wow.
A lot of trees right there. It's nice.
Yeah.
Good, cool breeze.
Yeah, it was a perfect spot.
Plus, we get to see a lot of people just meandering around behind Otto's bar. We were behind the bar. We could see the people in the bar and the people outside the bar through the windows.
Yeah.
We were back there by ourselves.
Right.
We couldn't see the traffic really, so.
And behind the bar, it sounds like it's not like shit. It's beautiful. It's an indoor atrium inside the building. Okay. So it's really like a beautiful place.
Yeah.
But the issue with it is that nobody really goes out there unless they're going to smoke a cigarette. They sit in the bar. Okay.
Right.
So we'd maybe get 10, 20 people come and talk to us, a day, compared to if we really wanted to, we could talk to 1,000.
Yeah. The last 2 days coming in the evening, we had a DJ. We didn't. They hired a DJ to come out there and play some old 70s and 80s classic rock type stuff.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He's a good kid.
Oh,
Yeah,
we gave him hell.
That was one of my questions. Was it like live band or just DJ stuff?
Yeah, they have live bands, like a couple bigger local live bands that, like, that fix $8,000, to perform type of band, around here in our area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think, you guys know Charlie Barons, you know him?
Nah.
Manitowoc Minute.
Go
Comedian.
Packers, fuck the Bears. That guy.
Yeah.
Him and Betcha did a lot of things, together.
Yeah,
they're
from
really
Iowa.
funny. Yeah. And anyway, so he was there, so they had a big cop rally with him and Harleys and all that. So that was pretty cool.
It was like a couple hundred motorcycles, plus there was cops from like 60 some counties showed up, and then there was some sports cars, and they literally took over like half the grounds. It was impressive. I actually got pictures of him, Mike. I was like 10 feet from him because I went over to go talk to him, and it was one of the things where you see, well, I'll call him a famous person, and I knew the gal he was talking to, Allie from Iola. And I was like, I was going to go up and talk to him, but then they're like, hey, let's get you to stage and this and that. I didn't want to be like, hey, I want your picture. I was just like, took a couple pictures, and I was like, hey, let them go do their thing, because it was incredible. All the cops and stuff that rolled up. They were raising money for how do I say this? Like last year they raised $200,000 and they turned them into gift cards and gave them to cops to give out to people that they saw that were in need.
Right.
So like a cop could open his wallet and there's like a $20 or $50 or $100 gift card they give to a family that's in need or something, like on any time. And
Right.
as they were saying, they're like, the media never picks up on it, but the donation is huge, what they do. And it was all across Wisconsin. So
That's cool.
yeah, and
That's
the
cool.
way I was told, that the charity reached out to Charlie Barons to do it, to be the head, the leader of the pack, and then he got a hold of the Iola Car Show and said, "Hey, we're out running around doing this. Do you mind if we show up? You guys be the last stop." And of course, they're like, "Hell yeah, swing on by."
Right.
So
And of course, my one buddy has a picture with him,
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the both of them probably ended up, but both of them got to hang out with him. So that was cool. They said he was a nice dude. So he's
Well,
funny
that's
as
cool.
hell, Lance. If you ever watch him, it's complete. You have to look him up because he's complete Wisconsin humor, Midwest humor. Really funny.
Right. What was the name again?
Charlie Barons. Just if you're on Facebook, punch in Manitowoc Minute.
I think you got to be from Wisconsin to know who he is. I didn't have a clue either.
No,
but
you don't have
he's-
to. You can be Justin and know him too.
Well, Justin knows him. That's
Yeah,
true.
But
it's
he
a
actually is
Midwest
from.
thing.
He's not from. I mean, he actually lived in. He was a radio or host down in Texas for most of his life.
Oh, okay. No, I'm sure there's a lot of people
Who?
know him.
Charlie?
I don't know a whole lot of.
Younger people.
Yeah.
I would say Charlie grew up in Manitowoc and
Yeah,
ended up
you're
over in
true, though.
California.
True.
Yeah, but he was in Texas though for.
Charlie
So-
Barons.
Yeah. Just talk to Justin about it. He'll tell you.
That's how
He was
Justin
a
knows.
radio guy in Texas.
How old is he? He looks young.
Yeah, he's not very old.
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah,
Justin. I hate to break it to you. Justin's wrong.
is he?
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
Or maybe he went to school in Texas. No, he was in Texas. No, you can't argue with Justin because
I know.
he researches everything.
Because
He will tell you how many pubic hairs John F. Kennedy had. Okay, so
I know that's why I said it ain't wrong very often. But no, he's actually lives in Milwaukee right now.
No, I know, but he was in Texas and came back up here.
Yeah, California and up and around.
I liked it when he did that reenactment of John F. Kennedy. He did some research for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He knows that story very well. A lot of it's his own analyzing too, but it
Yeah.
makes sense what he's saying. You know, a lot of sense.
when Justin gets into something,
It's creepy.
I suppose he does never stops until he knows every single thing about it.
Right.
You know,
That
That's why-
wouldn't surprise me.
that's why it's really easy to ask him questions about certain things. You know.
Yeah. I just can't retain all that information.
Yeah,
anymore.
either in one ear out the other.
Yeah, that's
me
true.
too.
That's me too. That's me too. Now Randy is what seems like he's one of those guys that can read something and he can spew it out again 10 years later. Just retains it all. But book smart. I've never been book smart.
When it comes to things that I've done over and over and over for years and years, I don't forget that stuff too much.
No, me either.
But you know, other things, yeah. If it's not that important, it just goes away.
Yeah.
You know, the only guy we didn't see was Ricer's #1 fan, Scotty. He didn't make it down. And I
Scotty
had
was in
an
the
autographed
chat.
8x10 for him.
Yeah, and I had
Cleaned up.
to. My hand got cramped from writing that, Scotty. Just so you know.
Scotty was in here earlier.
Yeah, he posted on Facebook that just let y'all know he didn't make it to the car show and that he's going to be doing a video explaining why he didn't make it. That's about all it said.
I commented on there. He was going to come down Saturday, and I told him, I said, it was a good thing you didn't. I said, because of the weather we had, the storm rolling in, a lot of vendors were leaving. I told him, I said, actually, that goes for anybody. If you really want to come to the car show, come Thursday, Friday.
Or
Saturday is
I
kind
was
of
gonna say Friday. It was pretty packed Friday though.
It's kind
It
of the
was
chill
pretty
day on
packed
Saturday.
too, early. Like when the
Yeah.
celebrities come out that end, I walked down there so I could catch a glimpse of them. I wasn't gonna pay to get a selfie or nothing with any of them. I said I'm gonna save my money. I'll just catch them when they're coming out of their cars and get some photos, and I'll be happy. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's the show is over by 2ish
Yeah.
every year on Saturday. You know.
Yeah.
Those vendors drive long ways, you know, to get there. So.
Yeah.
You guys, you want to know something about Russ? He would have talked to the Fonz, but he'd still be talking to him because he knows who Russ Jones is. The Fonz he does.
Yeah. I'm sure.
For real, or you just
I'm just fucking with
jerking
you.
legs? Yeah. Yeah, I saw it was mentioned in Ralph Mouth, but I didn't really focus on the picture that well.
He was there, but I seen Henry Winkler come out, Anson Williams. I was looking for him, but them two started walking, so I took the camera off the car and just started following them two, you know. And then I never really seen him. He was there though. It looks totally different. His hair is just totally white, and he's got a big white beard. He still looks like
it looks like him, but he's just got.
Odyssey hadn't changed much at all. I mean,
he actually looks pretty young.
He does.
Foxy
I mean,
does.
he's got salt and pepper hair, but
Yeah.
that hair is just immaculate still. I mean,
Yeah.
look at this. Those guys take care
Who
of
was
themselves.
there was the other TV guy there? What was the other TV show, dude?
Oh, there was a couple of them. I wish I had that magazine out here. It lists all of them. But remember Lassie, John Provost, the little kid that played in the old Lassie movies from the 60s?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was there somewhere. I didn't see him.
That's all right.
Livingston, something John Livingston or something like that. That was the other guy. Don't really know him. Can't remember who he is. There was probably 10 of them altogether. I got to meet, and she knows him. That's Joe Coddington. She was married to Boyd Coddington. If anybody watched the TLC show back in, let's see, he died in 2008. So I think there was
95 or something. No, 2000s, mid 2000s.
yeah, early to mid 2000s.
Yeah.
They had that show American Hot Rod, and it was competing with Orange County Choppers. And she starred on that show too. She was married to him. She was really the brains of the outfit. But I got to meet her a couple times, did a selfie with her, and yeah, it was pretty cool. That was a pretty woman back in the day. She's old now, you know.
The one you showed where Trina said nice picture or something like that.
Yeah, that picture. Yeah. No, Joe, and she's a nice lady, very nice lady.
Yeah, smart too.
She's asked me to come out to California and cook for them for a party that they have every year at the shop, like a remembrance party. And
yeah,
I remember the Boyd Coddington thing. I mean, it had like its own line of wheels and everything for a while.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah,
I didn't relate her to that.
Well, she was more behind the show, but she also was in the show some, not like he was.
She'd drive a car or something like that, you know, rip up a car. I mean, she could drive, you know, but then like race car drive type of thing, you know. But then she comes up every year to take the veterans around for a tour of the car show. So we have a big VA not too far away. So they bring in the guys that are able to handle to go out for 4 hours, and she does two tours, one in the morning and then one in the afternoon, and drives them to certain things, and they have a big appreciation for the veterans.
Now, somebody I've been watching recently, and I'm sure there's people in the chat, Randy probably knows who he is, but the guy Derek with Vice Grip Garage, we seen him right up to the bar right there in front of us. I walked up to him and said, "Hey, can I get a picture like this?" And he was like throwing his thumb up, so I got that picture. Then after seeing the fawns and everything yesterday, I walked around to this big circus tent. He's up under there with a truck up on the left, and his camera guy's following him with his camera, making a YouTube video.
But, all right.
Yeah, Eric, did you say he was on TV also?
Yeah, he's on Speed Channel.
Yeah. Pretty cool dude.
I did holler at him. I said, "You guys got like barbecue?" When we saw him, he goes, "Well, yeah." I said, "Well, swing on by tomorrow, get some barbecue." And sure as shit, the next day, his right-hand man came up and bought 12 sandwiches from us.
Yeah.
We didn't hear if they liked it, but
yeah, Randy.
I don't know.
They didn't come back and bitch though either. So we had a lot of good compliments on what we did. So
yeah.
That's
I had a lot of fun. It was cool. Got some souvenirs.
It's really a car oriented thing, right? So there's Sparks Garage or Spark Plug Garage or what Eric might know.
That's another up and coming YouTube channel. Good looking girl too, man. And she come right in and taking video of our smokers, and I thought that was her, but I wasn't certain. I'd have been videoing her while she's videoing the smokers, but I didn't.
I saw her, and I'm like, she had a like Iola Car Show thing on or whatever, and I'm like, whatever. And I looked at her, I'm like, that's a cute gal. I'm like, she's new. I don't recognize that face. Part of the crew, and been there a couple.
She's been here last few years, you know, because she helps out with some of the bigger celebrities is kind of what she does. Yeah. But they have a decent sized channel.
I never heard of her till you told me who it was.
Who is it now?
I don't know.
It's flying. I think it's Flying Sparks Garage.
Yeah. Flying Sparks Garage.
Yeah, but I was just like, and then Jeff's like, "Oh, that's such and such," and I was like, "Oh," and then like later that I checked the update on the Iola Car Show, and she was posting stuff, and I was like, "Hey, that's that gal that was looking at her pits."
Yeah.
Now, how
It's
do y'all
actually-
get all that stuff in and out of there?
Right here, baby.
So,
No. Good. You
not
can
on.
go ahead.
The old
Just remember
fashioned.
what
We
careful
wheel
with
it in on a
brands
trailer,
you
and
grab.
then Jeff yells, "Mush, push harder," and we push it up.
Yeah,
the
I didn't
hill.
know if y'all had like a crew guys that y'all like they supplied or something, or you're totally on your own type thing.
Just like a Bud Light. It's no different. It's just a different name.
Right here.
All right, I
baby.
have a funny one. This
Yeah.
was all on accident, but so when Russ got here, I said, "Well, I have a few beers. I had like I don't know 6 or 8 or something." He goes, "Well, I don't mind. Tomorrow I'll buy a 12er or whatever."
Yeah.
So we go up to the grocery store, and I don't even realize it until we get in the car. I said, "You know, you bought a case of Bud Light?" And he's like, "Oh shit!"
I swear, I was looking for the bigger boxes and I finally found them. And I'm like, I don't know what kicked in because I used to drink Bud Light, as y'all know. But for the past year, I've been drinking Miller Lite. Ever since that crap happened then, I'm like, oh, well, too late now.
Yeah, I laughed. I said, "Well, we could always throw it in the pork if we have to, you know,
I'm like, hell no.
burn it up."
But the beer they gave us every day was Bush Light, and that's the
Same
same thing. It's it's all Anheuser Busch.
Yeah,
I mean, we cooked more beer than we drank, allegedly.
yeah. You're not lying either.
I made a lot of beer reduction.
It was the
Oh,
corn dog.
Who said that?
Bat
George. Yeah.
13.
So was it?
Oh, there's Jeff's in there. Yep.
Wepner, yeah.
Wepner, yeah, Wepner's in here. Wepner's in here.
Oh man. The car show's got a lot of activities. Like there was a kids' activities. I didn't see it until I was home. Like they made birdhouses, but the roof were made out of old license plates. So I thought
Oh
that
yeah,
was
I've
kind of
seen
cool.
him do something like that before.
They got a sand pit too, right? Don't they have a big sand pile for the kids to dig with like little trucks up
Yeah,
north?
I think they do. I
They,
remember.
like,
Yeah,
bring
now
a
you say
whole
that.
heap of sand in underneath a tent, and then
Yeah.
like I don't know if they bury stuff in there or what, but then these kids get to use these little Tonka trucks and all that. So there's entertainment for everybody there.
I read that comment on my Facebook post. I about fell out laughing. I thought I seen y'all letting a kid with Down syndrome make the
Man, the pits.
the pit. It was just Eric.
Oh God. If I don't have to touch a pork butt for a while, I'll be happy.
So CJ. They said, how many join up cooking?
What was it? 8 a day? No.
Yeah, only 8, but they're big pork
they
butts.
were
10 plusers, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's
Yeah.
still a lot.
There's
You
some
said
good
only,
looking
that's a
meat,
lot.
man.
Yeah.
The truck
And-
roasts were really good too.
yeah.
Oh, dude, we got pictures of that. We'll have to dig them up. Them chuck roasts. I mean, they were like size of footballs.
They
They
were
were
taking like shoulder cloth and just
Yeah.
cutting big sections off of it. It wasn't a flat trim chuck roast like you get in the store. These are big hunks of meat,
Right.
That was really good. That pulled beef. That was
Mhm.
really good.
Them
I
pork
ate one of
butts
them yesterday.
were some of the nicest butts I've ever seen. Like the
And they
fat
were
cap
all
on 'em.
uniform.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Yeah, the fat cap was perfect. Like you know how you buy pork butts and there's like a ton of fat buried in them and that. No, these were like damn near perfect.
I think that's a different one. That was
So it
one
was
of
just
them.
like,
okay.
they were like the waist on them was like the most waist you'd pull off was you skim the fat cap off a little bit, and then you pull the bone. The rest of it was just meat.
But they were
Yeah,
that thick.
yeah.
Those are big, tall butts, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Not the type that you can, these
Normally
you can't
get.
get at Costco,
So did Mike come there just to catch up with y'all then, I guess?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He helped out some for sure, but it was good catching up with him.
Mike's been up here a couple times by me, and we actually got a Italian sausage video we've already filmed. We just haven't released it, so
It's roughly a 3-hour drive for him.
Yeah, I remember he Mike from Everyday I remember year before last he came up there with to see y'all. I don't know if he was there last year or not, but the year before last when Russ was there,
He was,
y'all were
yeah. He came up last year too. One day he came up one day last year too. So
Yeah.
that was kind of a funny story. He was going to stay over one night, and then, like Jeff, and we don't talk about it that he's ever coming up here. You know, Jeff Webner can never come up here again, but he had a little oopsie in the family, a boo boo, and so he couldn't come. So, but his hotel room was non-refundable. So I told Mike, I said, hey, you want to stay overnight, you could stay later instead of heading back. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Well, then they canceled the hotel because he didn't go on the day with Jeff the first day, because it's really hard to get a hotel. If you don't get your hotel 3-4 months ahead of time before the show, you ain't gonna get one.
right.
Well, they had a huge waiting list, so they told Jeff they canceled it. But I don't know, Jeff, if he wants to talk about it, but he might be able to get it, hopefully a refund. And sorry,
I was thinking about that. If you bought and paid to have that room, I understand they want you to check in and stuff like that, but that's still, you bought paid for that room.
Right.
It's
already been paid for. What do they care if somebody's actually in it or not? They shouldn't have done it, is the way I see it.
So if they just re-rent it and they're making more money on it again,
they're doubling it up, right? But
I would sue over a refund for that very reason.
Right.
They got paid double if they don't return it.
Yeah. So hopefully he gets his money back at least.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least he had a hotel room.
Yeah, and
Daniel.
Quentin was coming up and he hurt his foot, so can't talk about Quentin ever coming again either, because
they'll just have to pop up like, look who's here.
Yeah, here I am.
Yeah, grand a couple months ago. Oh,
Damn.
I'd be crying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's double the price during the car show because they know no matter what they're going to rent it out, no matter what.
Yep. Yeah, our friend Daniel and his girlfriend, they stayed in a tent, and good thing they went home early.
I think
the storm whipped up.
I think he means Mike Happel.
Happel, yeah.
Mike Hassel. He's
Hassel.
His chest sleeping bag. Mm-hmm.
But no, they Daniel and Amanda, they stayed in a tent at the regular campground. So at least they got a campsite. And then they were going to stay till Sunday, and then all of a sudden that weather was rolling in, and they went driving. They were just driving around because this is a pretty area too. If you're from the Central Plains of Minnesota, you ain't gonna see much, right? So they really love the rolling hills. We got a lot of rolling hills here and stuff. So they went and traveled around, and every night after we were kind of done serving or whatever, when we were kind of getting ready, and they were gonna do that Saturday night. Well, then they hit that storm and boogied back to their tent site or their campsite and packed everything up and went home instead. So
he got pictures of the tornado.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's what hit the car show?
There was one west.
There was a lot of wind though.
Yeah, there was some around the area, but not by us. We are, knock on wood, but we've always had really good luck with tornadoes in my area because we have some really big rolly hills, and
the car show has them too. And there were some people like down at the bottom of the hill last night when all that came in, and a big bus or travel trailer was down in there, and 2 or 3 cars, and that water went up in them. You know what I'm saying? They had some guy walking across there. Irina showed it to me first thing. Her neighbor took some footage of it.
Yeah,
it was up to his waist. I'm like, holy crap!
The ironic part of this, the people could have moved their stuff, like Fort Rainy.
Yeah, they had time, right?
A lot of
that was just in one
out.
spot. That's a big show, you know what I'm saying? But still, if they don't park there next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this car show it's pretty massive.
Excuse me.
You want to find something to buy, parts and stuff. that's the place to be.
Yeah, dude, I love the swap meets. You know, the problem is that you're always afraid you're gonna miss something. You know.
Oh, that's what happened to George.
Yeah, I walked through there yesterday a little bit and got a bunch of little video clips and pictures of different cars and stuff. But I only put a small dent in what's out there. You know, very
We
small.
let Russ go wander, and we got scared. We forgot to hook a balloon to him so we could see him because he's so short.
There's that guy. John Provost is Stan Livingston.
My three sons, yeah.
Yeah, my three sons. That was one of. Oh shit, we ain't gonna be able to see it.
Yeah.
That was the main celebrities. Make sure it stays lit.
There you go. Oh,
Well, it's not in focus.
kinda.
Yeah. Not focusing.
There
you
you go.
go,
Right
right
there.
There you go. Now it's getting ready to lose. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
all them guys. That's who was there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That was the bigger celebrities than the rest were. Were well known, but not as known as these cats.
For movie people, that's your movie people. But then we have you have your car people. There was a lot of bigger car people there than these guys, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently Malcolm Reed was there allegedly too.
I heard that
That's
too.
what
But
you told me. Yeah.
Jake said that,
I
but
don't know why he would be at a car show, but he might be a car buff. I don't know.
Daniel took a walk and he kind of took a scan in the area and he couldn't find him. But
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, it's-
surprised the outhouse isn't floating.
oh, you're watching the video? You got it?
Yeah, that's huge.
It's just all the heavy poop.
One little pocket in the car show, one little pocket area, and every time it has a crazy huge downpour after, and it hasn't happened a lot, or people they would do something, right? But it's happened twice where they've loaded that that hole up,
Yeah.
because they had huge storm come through, and
Right.
we've had a lot of rain in this area, a tremendous amount, but it hasn't rained for 4 or 5 days. And when you get all those people out there pounding all that dirt, or the sand and all that, and pounding it down, right? Cars driving over it and all that, packs it in, and that water will just run right down the hill. It's not going to get by grass.
Yeah, so
Got nowhere to go, no drainage.
Yeah.
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 It's a fun time. I tell you what, I enjoy it. We had long 16-hour days, but
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, Russ
How
and I
far are
were,
you away from it, Eric?
my house is about 35 minutes, but I have relatives. My grandparents live north of there, about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So
George shows up.
So
We went riding around today, and Jeff took me not far from here, and they got 3 or 4 ski lifts. I could see it going down the road. I'm like, holy crap, that thing is up in the air. So we got out and walked down to it and walked down the hills and everything. And he was explaining which ones for which group. Talking about the ski lift.
The ski jump.
I'd love to see that in the wintertime, but I don't want to be up here in the wintertime. Screw that.
come on, Russ, I'll pull you behind the side-by-side on an inner tube.
I'll be snowed in for the winter, man.
They got nerves of steel when they're jumping. Those little kids.
Yeah, when I seen how high that really was, I think they're flying off of there and coming all the way down, and then, like, screw that.
It's not Olympic size. It's the size right before the Olympic height.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. So it's the Junior Olympics, so they can do like championships to move on, right? There. So that was the reason why they built the big one.
I guess if you break in young and small and you got little ramps and you just keep progressing up, it's probably no big deal in your mind. But when you see something like that for the first time, it's like, good God, that's a death wish.
Yeah. We walked up at one time when we were younger. Not the big one, the other one.
Yeah.
And that was still scary, that mid-sized one.
It's almost as big. I mean,
it's
not as tall, but
All you gotta do is watch those Olympics and watch them wipe out, and it's like, no, never.
Yeah.
You never catch my ass on that.
yeah.
Ain't happening.
And he was telling me they packed that snow, so if you wipe out or whatever, it's not necessarily a soft landing by a long stretch. They had a snow machine there too for like this time of the year if they wanted to blow their own snow or whatever they could.
No, and it's in the winter if we don't have any.
Oh, in the winter. I was gonna say it probably melted.
Yeah. No, they got snow machines, and they're just these big fans with these
Big ass compressors,
and then they hook water into it, and it just sits and blows snow.
yeah.
It's
cool.
hard to like on TV. It's hard to tell, but if you ever look up the Top Gear Olympics, they actually show because they launched a car down one of them ramps, but the guys were trying to spray paint the line on the top of it, and they gave the perspective of how steep them some bitches are. Because the guy walked out on it and he slid down it. He's like, I just got to make this little line. You figured, oh, it's snow, you can walk on it.
Yeah.
Nope. He had a spray can in his hand. He made about 1.5 feet, and whoop, he was gone.
So that when they see those great big jumps, you know, they're not jumping like, you know, 80 feet in the air when they come off from it. They're about 15 feet probably, you know, sailing along that whole hill. You know what I mean?
It's distance.
Yeah, it's the distance, right?
Right. It's distance more than height, right?
Yeah.
And they're all leaned out.
But to be able to do it, it's, you know, half a skyscraper up in the air, you know. I don't know how many stories it is from the bottom of the bowl all the way up there, you know.
Wow. It's pretty wild. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be brave to do that stuff.
Power.
Oh.
George lost his power, he said.
Yep.
Yeah, he's still trying. Lost power, internet. He came back and he lost it again.
Must be
He's
all
still
them
They have
EV
storms
vehicles
or
over
something.
there in California sucking the juice. Damn it, George, unplug your car.
They
So
got
you have
brownouts there?
What's that?
Yeah.
They have brownouts there?
I don't know.
He's in LA or around.
Yeah. It's warm over there. Lance, we'll have to ship you in sometime over here.
Yeah, there's some talk about trying here shortly. I've already said something to the wife. We'll see. I don't like making promises that I don't know I can keep. But
No, we don't plan nothing no more. We
No,
call
not
it
anymore.
the Wepner effect.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
what
told
Jeff
Jeff, I told Jeff we're always going to talk about it, and we'll make sure that, you know, the time and what you're doing. But as soon as we're done, then we got to say you're not coming. You know?
Until they land and are in our area.
Right.
Oh, Ramdy, you only
There.
didn't have power that long. You had that bicycle to pedal on.
Yeah, Jeff says right. It's the third straight year I didn't make it. I will not be going next year.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's already not talking about it.
Yeah, I didn't make it. Will not be going next year.
Jeff's going to be Lance's tour guide, I think.
That would work.
No, we'll
would
get
work.
Lance,
That'd
Jeff,
make it easier for Lance to get here too. If
Right.
he was with somebody.
and Russ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put all three together. Be like the Three Stooges.
I'm gonna try to talk my buddy. He is a huge car nut, and he owns 12 different classic cars. Y'all know who he is, Rob, the one I'm always talking about. He's got his own personal junkyard.
Yeah.
He would come up here in a hurry. Would probably drive with a trailer, and I would just come up with him. We'd have to get an Airbnb or something in advance.
That is the way to do it for the car show.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Like,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Dickie was talking about coming and he wasn't able to, but I was looking for a place for him to stay. And yeah, Airbnb or even that, you can rent campers to be delivered to the car show or the campground across the street. For the price of a hotel room.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like Eric,
Yeah,
when
go
you say that, if they look for a Airbnb, they should really, I feel, go to Wapaka, right? Around the chain and all that, with all that stuff that goes on there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He already goes to a lot of them throughout the U.S. He just recently got back that golf cart video I did doing the batteries. It was for him because he took his golf cart and he'd probably bring it up here, you know, just for us to putt around in.
You wouldn't be able to.
He wouldn't?
No.
Why not? They allow
Unless-
carts. Oh, because he's
not part of the
a
show.
spec. Oh, okay.
You'd have to. You could rent one, rent a.
Oh, they
those
rent
little-
them. Okay.
Those little things.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. He might would do that. That or just walk.
Oh, Kent, you
he's
got to bring the
like
war
30.
wagon.
He's younger than I am. I'm gonna run it by him anyway.
Yeah, it's one of them things where you gotta. I hate to say it, if you're from out of town, you got to plan ahead. Big
Yeah.
time. The other
Oh, yeah.
issue that goes on for Airbnb, well, luckily Hodag goes on this big country fest, but that's up north. If you plan on renting a camper, you got to put it in advance because they send a
Yeah.
ton up north. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. We'll see.
it's just cool to see all the people that you know.
Well, they
that-
fit in so well with barbecue too, right? You know, cars and barbecue
Yeah.
and
No,
Bands.
that's so right. That is so true. Yeah.
But if you want tools, that's
oh
the
yeah.
place to buy tools. Like it's insane. The stuff.
And the real brands or the knockoff brands, right? You know,
all
like
the above.
the
Look.
Harbor Freight type of stuff is all over there. And
Milwaukee had a setup. I walked by and stopped and looked around and see what they had. I mean, a ton of it. The prices were not that great.
yeah, right.
You know, just like, but that's Milwaukee you're talking about.
But they're not that great because it's show price
Well,
too.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Well,
I mean, I can get Milwaukee
But-
tools right there in my, you know.
But
at,
some of them, some of the
Home
tools,
Depot.
some of the tool places are. You're like, hey, this is $10 cheaper than
yeah,
getting
They
it
had-
from Lowe's. You know.
sure.
the one
They
big
had that one socket set, man. They had the big
Yeah.
sockets this size on down, like $100. So it's like, man, that ain't bad. I'd buy that if I could get
Yeah.
it home.
Yeah.
I don't
Right,
know
you
about
gotta
what
get-
it is, but I'd have it.
That's the whole thing. You gotta George doesn't sound like George gonna get back. It's a power outage in the
I keep
whole area.
Hearing,
Oh, you gotta get that stuff shipped back. That's the other problem.
You know what you
Yeah,
got to do is bring a stack of cash with you, fly in, and then buy something and drive it home.
yeah.
Just saying, you buy all the tools to fix it there. What a hell of a YouTube video! It'll cost
Right,
you
there you
between
go.
$8 and $10 but just think of the views.
Yeah, only.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean that's if you get something really nice.
Yeah.
You got to watch out what you buy at the car show too, because I've know that sometimes people have gotten things that crack
Lemons.
frame or something like that. You know.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
I look it over good.
yeah.
Place for them to get rid of the shit they can't sell local to them. This
You know,
guy,
it's the small parts. A lot of the small parts, obviously, with the internet, has destroyed a lot of that swap meet stuff too. You know.
Yeah, like everything else. Whatever.
they didn't bring in the AAA ones, Randy.
How much for the flashlights? You know what a flashlight is? It looks like a big old flashlight, but it's got a vagina right here.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send
I
you.
didn't see how much those were.
Man, you ain't been around much. have you?
No.
I will have to send him the KFC one.
I own one of them back. Oh, no. Yeah, I've seen that for the first time on in a magazine.
Flashlights.
There you go. Jeff says Randy they were free with 3 or more corn dogs.
Yeah. Free,
God, that-
3 or more corn dogs.
That
yeah.
corn dog was freaking good, though. I tell you what.
That
I
thing
was looking at
shit.
buying a deep fryer this morning. My wife goes, "You're not buying deep fryer," but I said, "But honey, I have a hankering for a corn dog."
The bad part is mine come up missing. Somebody stole this.
Ooh.
Not clean. I mean, not clean. One owner.
Yeah, right. The quesadilla wasn't that good.
That Philly cheesesteak sub I got, that sucked.
Yeah.
And what weren't it? The bread was good. The peppers and onions, you can't screw that up. It had
Yeah.
like provolone cheese or whatever. But that meat, you could tell it was that steakum crap you get
Yeah.
at Walmart or whatever. I'm like, man, $15 down the tubes. I ate it just because of what it cost. But the corn dogs were killer. They were good.
Dude. And the curds, I thought cheese curds were good.
Yeah, the cheese curds were good. Yeah.
Yeah, cheese curds were good. I had one. Somebody walked by and I took one. Squeaky cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese curds.
Yeah, I want to try that one day. I still haven't tried that.
What, beer bedded cheese curds?
The cheese curds. I remember when Ricer was live, he used to always eat those. Well, not always, but he would eat them frequently
Yeah.
on his show. I think you had a sponsor, didn't you?
Yeah, that was, yep, I did for a while there.
The squeaky thing, I just can't relate that.
Well, when you chew it, it actually, or I can't replicate it, but it actually squeaks. You hear a squeak in your teeth is making with the cheese. And I actually had some. I had a sub one time. It was his daughter that sent it to me, but the man watched me all the time. I don't know if he still does. And I shouted him out on a video. Something Bezick. Bezick was the last name. They lived here in Wisconsin. And man, she sent me a box that was like 3 foot by 3 foot. You know, it was loaded with all kind of cheese. It had that what kind of beer we up here? The bottled beer.
Oh, Spotted Cow.
Yeah, we had different labels of Spotted Cow, but some of it was squeaky cheese, and I didn't know what to do with it. Now, you know, if I had it today, I would deep fry it with a crust on it. I would know, but I didn't know then. So I just sitting there eating it. It was my least favorite eating it that way, but if you deep fried it, yeah, that'd be good.
Deep fried's good, but I like them when they're fresh. You know,
When they're
Yeah, these are
I
fresh.
forgot to bring some with me this time.
Well, I thought about running and getting some DuPont cheese curds and on Thursday from my grocery store because they deliver. Little DuPont does, so
Yeah.
a little cheese factory close to me here in Marion. So, but I'm like, yeah. You know.
Yeah.
What else did we learn, Jeff, about Cambros and a lot of liquid?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
half a can and those big butts.
They was running over. I know that.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Cambros
yeah.
got clean today though. My oldest cleaned them up, so
I was gonna say, I hope your wife didn't have to do that.
no, they were pretty nasty though. Holy cow.
Always spray out your Cambros, no matter how tired you are at the end of the day, because you're gonna spend hours the next day scrubbing it.
Yeah, the electric
What's
ones.
the hardest part? Because
Oh.
every day you got to lug
Last
something
ones.
back.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just leave it and come back tomorrow and resume. You know, there's a lot of work involved.
So if you kind of look at the picture there where Russ is sitting and one of them when he's sleeping, there's a house behind us. And the car show just bought that property next to them, and that's why they were able to make this new location. Okay. And that house is gutted, but they're talking about maybe putting a commercial kitchen or something like that in. Right? So if they put that in there, then we could right out of the commercial kitchen. Yeah. But they might also make that into the place where the big headliner would stay. But they also know that they've had issues, not with the headliner, but with people know that the headliner is there.
Trying
And then,
to-
yeah.
yeah.
Because they used to have called the Thorson House. I mean, it's still there. Actually, some friends of ours own it now. And like some of the real big race car chicks would stay in that house with the owners.
Yeah.
But then people would see that girl go in that house and then they'd sit there and later and come up and knock on the door if they could meet her and stuff, you know. So
That's just rude, man.
Isn't it?
You know,
Yeah.
there's
I can't
no
think
way
of the-
I could do that.
I'd have to ask Dale, but that girl is like, she was on the car channel and she's just like stupid smoking hot, right?
Yeah.
A
Mhm.
very beautiful woman, like crazy.
What they would have to do in a case like that is just pay one security guard
Yeah.
to kind of be at the front or, you know, make rounds all night long, all day while they're there just to shoo people away. you
Well,
know?
the guy that owned the house, let's say, you know,
Yeah.
him and his wife, he's a big dude at that time, right? And yeah, I mean, and he had all his family staying there, so it was okay, you know, there wouldn't be
Yeah.
any problems. But the people just went up to the house and said, "God, Carrie," she looks like Carrie Underwood. That's why I keep on thinking that
Ah.
name. And they'd come up there and knock on the door. Is she in there? Can we meet her? You know, because
I tell you what, big celebrities, you know, like Elvis had the entourage, and they were like his personal bodyguards,
Mhm.
and kind of like his own little secret service thing going on, you know.
Yeah. Like the Fonz, he stayed up in Clintonville. He stayed what did they say? I can't remember the hotel, but they take him out like a half an hour out of town
Yeah.
and stay there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put them up
No
in this place.
No J-Lo sightings, huh? Jay Leno sightings.
No, not this year.
No, he was
Well,
there.
there's always next year.
Yeah, he was there before, but I hadn't seen him, and
His
which, you know, I don't he's not somebody I would even want to go see. Be honest with you.
Yeah.
I
If
rather
he
see.
brings some of his cars, I would.
He's just a huge car buff.
His
Yeah,
cars
he
look
is.
stupid
He
cool.
is that. I knew that about him.
For years, he would send up one semi with like 3-4 cars in it, enclosed semi, and then they would come up there. So he would send his cars up there.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
that's
don't remember if he was the one that owned one of Al Capone's cars or not, but Al Capone's car would always come up there.
Okay.
That was a big deal when that
He
car.
owns one of Elvis's motorcycles. I know that he had an old Harley. Yeah, I knew that about him. I mean, I like him. He's funny and everything. It's just
He got in a bad car accident just lately,
No.
didn't he?
No, car. He was wrenching on a car and it blew. I think it backfired on him or he got burned.
Okay.
Because he's
Yeah, I remember something about that.
even as old as he is, he still wrenches on, likes to work on his own cars. Keeps him out of trouble. He says.
Is
Even
that
though
what
he
happened? That's what happened.
He hires.
I know he got hurt.
Like a mechanic out of school and like that. He has a whole squad of people that do nothing but take care of his giant collection of cars. But he still likes to work on them.
yeah.
Yeah, he was doing something and he got burned real bad. But he's all better now. But
Yeah. Couldn't imagine having had that kind of stuff, all them vehicles, and then still be able to hire a team to work on them for you.
Yeah, I was thinking about that last night. Randy was saying Trump had a Secret Service. You see how that turned out, but really, if you think about it, like Reagan, he got shot too. You know, they wasn't there to protect him.
Yeah.
They were there, but it was after the fact. You know,
As a setup.
oh,
well, boys, I need to hop off. I got to go do daddy duties. So
All right, Eric.
All right, buddy.
then
Thanks
I got to
again.
go back to reality tomorrow. So woohoo me!
Thanks again for all your help, buddy. Good
Anytime,
job.
boys.
Yeah,
Thanks for
Eric,
having me on,
good
boys.
seeing you again, man.
Ross, you have safe travel.
Next year, you get to wear 2 thermometers on your belt.
Ooh, wait, were the thermometers being inserted this time?
No. You get to still decide.
Sorry, I was confused.
Yeah.
Oh,
Number 1 thermometer, man.
oh, Jesus. Yeah.
All right, Eric.
I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good
All right,
night.
later, dude.
Later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah, so we learned a lot. I mean, to get back into that again, but you know, it's just too much to cook. Too much to cook for just a couple pits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always heard so many people say, it's great to have a variety, but it sucks keeping up with it.
If I didn't cater, and all we had to do is make a couple meats for serving, big deal, right? Then I can time it out. But when I have to cater, make sure that stuff gets done right after the other stuff. I got to time this all out. It's not my job. You know what I mean? It's not what I do.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I think I'm okay at it, but it's just sucks because it takes the fun out of me thinking, okay, in another hour I got to get those ribs in. Okay, in another 2 hours we better tent that brisket, and stuff.
It's a lot of stress on you trying to manage all that.
Yeah.
If you did decide to do that, like, what we talked about,
Yeah,
that'd be the right way to do it.
But the the fun thing would be to just do what we were doing before and just cooking for the VIPs ourselves,
that's a blast.
But we won't get that spot if we do that. That's the thing,
Yeah, that's no biggie.
So it sounds like this spot was definitely a whole lot better than 2 years ago. I don't think.
What now?
I say it sounds like this spot was a whole lot better than it was a couple years ago. Well, y'all by the bathrooms or something, weren't you?
No, we've always had. I mean, the other spot was really good, right?
Yeah, I like the other spot. It's all concrete and it's flat. We're on like ground. It's got it's hilly and got little, but it's shaded. You got trees all around you. It's really nice, cool breeze.
Yeah.
Where the other spot has got a building, and a building. There's no air there, and the sun beats down on you.
Yeah,
that's the disadvantage of it.
Right.
If the weather, the year I came before, it wasn't that hot. Not like this year.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad at all, But this year it probably would have been a little bit uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, in the back in that, with all that cinder block, or paving blocks and all that underneath us. You know,
Yeah.
we'd have got pretty
We had
hot.
tents set up then. That helped too. That was shade,
But see, they just, like I said, they just bought this house and they just put that bar up a month ago. I mean, they finished it 2 days before the show when they got the big pine bar on there, you know. So yeah, and they're still working on it the day that we went on Wednesday to set up. They were still working. So it'll be a big change next year from now until next year. It'll look different, you know. So
Yeah, I think I'd rather be out in the open under shade trees than have buildings blocking my air and stuff like that. But
right.
can't move, The shade trees would be nice to have, and they got to create a little bit of breeze, I would think too. But
oh yeah, and we actually had shade the whole time. There's a little bit of face sun that one period,
kind of cutting through the trees, and I did. I got some tan on my face more than I had, which
But it's
But I also walked around and stuff too.
Right.
So.
But the majority of the time we were in the shade, you know. So
yeah, that part was lovely. Late in the afternoon when everything's pretty much winding down, I was enjoying it. Just sitting around shooting shit and drinking beer and having a good old time.
The show is always kind of done right around 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, starts around 8-ish, 9.
Yeah.
And it's around 5 o'clock. People are heading back to their campsite or hotel or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
winding down.
Are you into cars, Rice, yourself? I mean, do you have a car?
My dad was, but I wasn't. I didn't get it. I like the new cars with the fancy buttons and the air conditioning, you know. So
yeah.
But I still like them. I still think those old cars are cool, you know. But
I used to be kind of a hot rodder, years ago, but it's such an expensive.
It is, man. Crazy.
But I still like it. I just don't waste money on it too much, but I work on cars, obviously, and I have for years. Used to do it for a living.
Right.
But I get into it, but I'm still not a car buff. I'm not going to go buy an old antique, or I'd like to in a way, but I know, man, so much money. I don't even want to go there.
You have to do it all yourself,
Yeah. You buy a completely restored car. You're talking for a good one.
35, 40,
no, more than that. You're talking 50, 60,000
depending on what it is.
Right.
If you had a 58 Corvette like we've seen today, tell them what that car would cost.
$250,000, some of them.
Easy, probably. Yeah.
Aren't you good if you get into like a club? I mean, you've got like a decent sized local car club. There's a lot of horse trading. I'll help you do this. Let you help you do that.
Yeah.
So that's what Robert's wanting to do. Hey, Simon.
What's up, Simon? Did you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why you went out again.
My buddy.
What's up, Josh?
How's it going, buddy?
He's wanting to build this really big shop, and the biggest part of it's just going to be put all his old cars in. That's another reason I don't want an old car, because I have nowhere to keep it but outside, and somebody steal it, it'll get weathered. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, because I have friends that have some, obviously they were from Iola, and they might have moved here because of Krause Publications, Chet Krause, who started the car show back in 72 or something like that, and it's 52 years old, so how many years that is? 72 then. So a lot of those guys, people that live here, and then their kids, would take one of the 8 cars they have, so I see some of my friends in town bring their cars there, and it's cool to see that, some of those neat old Impalas that they have and all that.
Yeah.
What do? They have a 4 or 5 car garage. They have to, because that car can't see the natural elements, right?
Right. No, if you want it to last a while, and if you want that restoration, you just pay $20,000 to have a body work and paint job done. But
what's going on, Sam?
Not much. I'm just trying to set my stuff back up. I moved everything around. And it's like Everything's everywhere.
Yeah.
I was all right.
Yeah.
I got a buddy. He's got a he actually put a lift in his garage, so he can still pull one under and have one on top. But man, that must be nice.
That's handy, man. If I had a big garage or shop, I'd definitely have one. I worked off of one for a year, or two of them actually.
Yeah,
For years. That makes it so much easier.
yeah.
For sure.
George, let me get back.
No, he just sent a text that his side of the town or something is blacked out because it thinks it's probably ACs being used or whatever, but he doesn't think he'd be able to come back this time.
Ford Ranger.
Huh?
Ford fucking Ranger.
Oh, you
up,
know
Tom?
Randy's Ranger?
He said something about Ford Ranger.
Oh. Y'all ain't talking shit about my Ford Ranger.
Ford
are you?
fucking Ranger, yeah. I need a beer. I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, can I do this?
I think I'm gonna grab one beer.
Yeah.
Get yourself a Bud
I'm
Light.
not drinking no beers tomorrow because that's the day before I fly out. I want to get good rest and be as clear-headed as it's possible. It's not very possible nowadays. But
Well, when we got back from, I gave Russ a little tour of Iola area, you know, and where I grew up and different things like that.
yeah,
The last time we were here, you saw some of that stuff, but not everything.
I remember like your dad's house.
Yeah.
The one you said they moved.
Yeah.
I remember that from the last time.
So we just went for a drive, and then we got back, and I had to haul a camera over to my buddies and all that. So, because we went to Jake's, and then you went downstairs. Oh shit! I didn't take that camera back to him, so I went and grabbed it
I
and ran
remember.
back.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I got back, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap. Yep, I'm gonna take a nap. Well, I never did. So now,
I was falling asleep in the car. The AC was blowing on me, and we're just, man, it's so relaxing. I was forcing myself to stay awake.
my
I
car
actually
moved
dozed
too.
off.
Yeah,
you
a
know,
couple times.
I don't know if you caught it,
Oh yeah,
but it's like, holy crap, man! It's like my body was forcing me to sleep. Just wore a slap out.
well, you know, and it's like my car's pretty smooth riding too. You know,
Mhm.
it's,
Yeah, it's putting me to sleep like a baby. Yeah. Hell yeah.
then I had to catch up on the news, you know, and all that stuff. So,
Oh yeah, we was up kind of late last night talking about that stuff.
Mhm.
That wasn't really a shocker. I've been kind of expecting it, but
Oh yeah, of course.
Gotta
You figure the Secret Service would have a wider net around that whole area, you know.
Yeah,
That why I don't care what anybody says. That was on purpose because every single security. What are those guys? called?
Secret Service.
Secret Service.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that they didn't know that there's other buildings there.
Yeah.
You know, 130, 150 yards away, man. I mean, that's a perch.
That's close, you know.
And then when there's people screaming that, hey, there's a guy crawling up there with a gun, and the
Yep.
cops are looking at it like, huh? You know, come on. You think,
Yeah.
But you know, on the other hand of it too, you know, there's a lot of people there. People say stuff, you know, blah blah blah. But somebody dropped the ball somewhere, obviously,
Yeah.
because
no, I agree.
Yeah.
you
Probably
can't.
there's probably someone in the chat right now who's still just fuming to talk. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's
No, it's really, really.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's really, to me,
I mean,
was
history shows.
I've been waiting on it. I've been predicting it actually.
We've all been saying it.
Yeah.
Everybody said if they don't kill him, you know, everybody said that, right?
Well, my God, they've tried everything in the book to try to stop the man. You know, there's only one other option.
Right.
Yeah. And,
I had a laugh.
he rose above that.
Yeah.
You know, fire.
Yeah.
He's a tough one.
I had to laugh at the Facebook one I saw.
Gold
Where
plated
it
balls
was-
for sure.
It was Hillary Clinton on the phone. Joe, we missed him. I laughed my ass off.
I did not see that one, sir.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him before the show. I'm like, when they briefed Joe Biden on it, he's like, "Huh? Did he kill him?
And did he get him? Yeah.
Oh shit! I can see it already."
He probably be who?
There was someone in one of the chats last night. He was very boisterous about how he was sorry that Trump wasn't taken out. I was like,
In who? In a chat?
in a chat last night. Yep. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
I would have blocked him. Whoever, I don't know what show y'all was on, but he would have been blocked.
What did he want?
There was a guy, somebody in the chat was said, Lance.
Someone had a live show, and this guy was saying he was sorry that they didn't hit Trump, that they missed him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care if it was Biden. I'd still be pissed off. I'm not lying to you. You know,
Right.
I mean, you don't. That's supposed to be the pride and joy of America. Even if you don't like the guy's politics and all that, that's still the president of the United States. And
Sure.
That's right.
you don't let them get whacked, man.
Yep. Totally
They
agree.
play you dirty.
Yeah,
Obviously, they cheat. You know, it's not par for the course.
but that's really
Yeah.
call it an angel or something or God. But man, when he turned his head, if not, I think there'd be parts of this country on fire. And there'd be outbreaks right now. There'd be some really bad, dangerous stuff going on if they took him out. You know.
No, yeah. Today,
I think it would have been very dangerous to be in some areas.
well, you know, I can't remember which person it was, but it was probably 2 or 3 months ago. They were warning, watch out during the summer months, July, August. You know, everything leading up prior to these conventions and everything, you know, there's gonna be some crazy shit happening.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't over either, I don't think.
You can hate him with a passion, but Alex Jones is a freaking future prediction magic man.
yeah,
And he's
I
been
seen some of
saying
that last night when you was playing those videos.
fucking frogs are gay.
That was fun.
Or I'm going to eat your ass like corn on the cob.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I will. I'll eat you.
I'll eat you.
I'll eat you. I will.
String you up or strung you up. Lock you up with chains. Chop, chop, chop.
What the hell are you watching?
Yeah.
Alex Jones remix of Eat Your Ass Like Corn on a Cob.
Talking about libs.
He's like, when
Somebody
you
put music to it.
Yeah, and they made a whole song
out of it. It was freaking fun.
But he's like, you know, I'm starting to think about, because if you ever hear Alex Jones, he's got that, he had a voice box or something kind of went on. He's like, yeah, I'm starting to looking at my neighbor and starting to think about how I'm gonna, you know, have to chop him up and, you know, start to eat him because the way he's looking up, you know, it's just so. The guy is a hoot, man.
Mm-hmm. Funny.
But yeah, I mean, come on, man. I don't know what's happened to America with I mean, I don't care what side you're on, but tell people what you're gonna do instead of like, this guy's a Nazi and this guy's a Antifa. You know, it's calling each other bad names instead of saying, I'm gonna give you this and I'm gonna give you that. You know, that's what used to be in politics. Now it's just label the other person as
please everybody.
Yeah, but
Right.
I mean, really say what you're gonna do, right?
Sure, yeah, and do what you're going to
Yeah,
do. What you say.
Right.
That's the problem. You know, there's so many promises, and
All lip
say
service.
Trump tried his best, and he did deliver on a lot of his
Things, right?
promises that got him elected. And what about the other one?
Mhm.
Nothing.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I gotta give Biden credit for is he's really trying to get rid of these junk fees, and that's a great thing. How many things do you pay for that you get a junk fee? You go to a time machine, you got to pay $1.50 to get your $3 to get your money out, or if you do like you paid your payment.
Oh, you talking about like credit card fees?
Yeah, all these junk fees that they just add on
Well,
just
telephones,
because.
cell phone bill. What is that?
Yeah,
you know, some
because
sort of made up fee.
You missed your payment by a week,
Yeah.
right? Then they give you like all this. So some of that stuff that dope has talked about hasn't been bad either, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, if they just talk about what they're going to do for you, that's enough. But, or you can say, you know, mean tweets, maybe that hurts your feelings. I enjoy them. But, you know, it just sucks, man. This country is going to implode, but I mean, all of them are. If you look at what's going on in Europe, that's not any better over there.
No, it's worldwide, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I really do try to watch like non-agenda news and try to really so I can form my own opinion on it.
Right.
You know?
It's hard to find that right now.
What?
It's hard to find that right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's not out there anymore, right?
Yeah.
All you get is one side.
Pretty much.
But to off them.
Yeah. There's another. I keep referring back to Facebook. There's some good posts today. They had one picture of someone caught of Trump being down, and you could see between like
Secret
someone's
Service.
bodies or something like that, and you can see blood running down his face. It said this man could be anywhere in the world that he wants to be right now, vacationing anywhere with anybody, and he's here doing this.
My point exactly, man. I mean, this guy is filthy, stinking rich. It ain't about the money. It's about him really trying to make a change.
Right.
I think, that's my thought. But he could live on his own private island somewhere, never have to see nobody ever
Eating
again.
lobster every
But he
day.
chooses to try to make this country better. That's what I'm looking at.
And you don't have to like his politics. You
No.
got to just give him respect that he could be doing
I'll
that,
be honest with you. I want a president with balls like he has
Right.
that will make mean tweets. I don't care,
Right.
because he's a mover. He gets shit done, period.
Right.
He just does. And that's why they hate him so much. He's not a politician.
Well, that's what just feeds into the whole narrative, right?
Yeah.
They hate him so
Right.
bad they'll do anything and everything to stop this guy, and that's what's just so incredible to me. It's like,
Yeah.
beat him with your policies.
Yeah.
Beat him with policies and ideas,
Mhm.
not stupid.
Right. Actually be a good president. And he said that on that thing. He goes, if Joe would have been a good president, he goes, I wouldn't even re-ran. He goes, and he said, I'd be on an island somewhere. Remember that?
Yeah.
He goes, I wouldn't have to run. He goes, but that ain't the case. So I'm running.
And he's getting more and more popular because he's, been arrested now and convicted and all this type of stuff. I mean, it's just
and that's not over yet either, man. It's a farce. Everybody knows it.
I saw a TikTok video today where a black guy goes, "Okay, let me get this now." It's like he's been convicted. He's had 100% or been accused or whatever of having sex with a porn star. And then he said, when he gets shot, he acts like a baller. He's more black than Obama.
Yeah. It's true too.
It's like, God, can't people just knock it off?
What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Triple B. Heck yeah, brother.
But yeah, I'm just lucky that he's just got a new ear piercing instead, because holy crap.
Yeah.
It would have been.
You could see that hole right there, where it kind of nicked his ear or whatever.
And that picture with him saying fight with his hand in the air, that's going to be forever. That's a forever moment.
Was it Tim Scott? Is it Tim Scott? It's a potential vice VP, or was potential VP. He said the same thing on live today. He said, if you don't think this picture right here thinks this man is still fighting for you and wants you to fight with him, you're just a loser.
Yeah.
So basically, you're a loser. You shouldn't be here. Type thing.
He's fighting for this country and people.
He twitched his head at the exact time that thing come in, and if he wasn't there, it'd probably be game over. It might have hit him back here somewhere, but it'd been a vegetable.
Yeah. Apparently, the bullet that grazed him was the one that killed the person in the stands.
Yes.
Oh, is that right?
I think so. Well, I'm not positive. I've asked that same thing because there's people all behind him. It went kind of just barely hit him. It went somewhere behind him. It hit somebody, and it could be the one that died. I'm not clear on that. I really don't know.
Yeah, I heard 1 dead and 2
Oh,
severely injured. But I was wondering the same thing. So was those shots fired after Trump? Or, if it was before Trump, I'm surely would have hoped the Secret Service.
Yeah, I don't actually know 100%, but they were saying that one bullet that grazed him was the one that injured the other one or killed the bystander.
They need to put him in a bulletproof box.
Well, that's what they used to do,
Yeah, ventilated to where he can breathe or whatever. Put a mic in there. I mean, all directions, 360 degrees.
That's just he won't stand for it though.
No, he's tougher than that. That's the thing.
No, you're absolutely right, Ricer.
He would die for his country. I actually want him to go back in there and do some good, but
he said he's already traveling to his next agenda, and he said I cannot let something like this stop me right now. He said, and I won't let it.
About 3 weeks ago, he had an interview, and he said, everybody's like, "Who's your vice president? Who's your vice president?" And he said right in that interview, he goes, "Well, whoever I pick has to be able to take over in case there's a big accident,
an assassination."
And he said it. He said an accident or some bad thing happens.
My wording on even on this live, how YouTube is.
But he just said, if in case there's an accident, that that person can take over right away. God, why?
Yeah.
The suspense is killing me. I can't wait to see who he picks. But
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. This world is really screwed up right now.
Mm-hmm. Both sides lie like crazy. We know this. And that's why I just wish these news agencies would quit lying for them.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever happened to just being a news company and report the real true news?
Yeah.
That's out the window.
That went out the window like 10 years ago.
My wife and I had that conversation probably 3 nights a week at a dinner table. Yeah. I just don't understand how a news agency on public television can outright bald-faced lie.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You've got people that rely on the news and televisions for their information,
Yeah.
And, and there's people that are, will buy into what someone says that's false and a lie. I just don't understand it.
Well, it's power.
I actually, we got a taste of that on a small level. Derek bought that first sailboat, not the one I bought, but the one he bought. Paid $1,000 for it, and I did buy a motor for it. It was when you hook on the back of it.
Yeah.
And he went to Gulfport because Cruising the Coast was in town, and I was going to shoot a video for the channel at Cruising the Coast. And anyway, on the boat, he brought the pop-up tent, pit barrel cooker, all this stuff for the show. Plus, I had my truck, and I brought the pit barrel cook and everything. But he had the tent. That way he could set up the day before. And he got there, anchored off. And long story short, I went there the next morning, and he had that tent lowered, and he was up under there sleeping. I woke him up, I seen the boat, and it was close. I said, "Hey, get up," like that. He goes, "Oh, yeah." I said, "I thought you said you had to park that boat like 100 yards or so off the beach." He goes, "I did." He jumped up and goes, "God darn it." He goes, "I've been pulling anchor." That wind had been blowing all night long. And that boat had a drop down, what do you call it? Kill. A drop down kill. And that thing got stuck in the mud, and it was sitting there rocking that boat, and it broke the bottom of that boat out. And you couldn't tell it then. I got there right when it started sinking. And I'm sitting there watching. I said, that boat is sinking, dude. And so he had that, what do you call that? Like a life raft thing, a dinghy. He had a dinghy that he paddled out there and went on board. And man, he wasn't on there but a second. He jumped back in the dinghy. He's the boat sinking, And I said, "Well, crap, and man, we were freaking out." I'm sitting there calling Rick. He's like, "Hey, can you come down here and see if you can pull this boat?" in or something to where we can save this motor, $3,000 motor I just bought. And I don't know what I was thinking. I should have said, cut the anchor, run that boat as far inland as you can to where it's really good and stuck. Take the keel, raise it, and just get it running start, and we could have unbolted that motor. But anyway, long story short, Hurricane Nate come, and the boat ended up sinking, by the way. Wasn't nothing but the mast sticking out with the motor. Didn't save the motor. And a week later, Hurricane Nate come through our area. Wasn't a bad storm, but it was bad enough to take that boat where it was at and pick it up and move it and put it in the city drainage up on the beach. And the news was already there when the boat first sank. They were out there. We were on video. They turned that into damage from Hurricane Nate. And it was all over every newspaper. And Derek was so pissed, like, that's freaking bullshit. You know, I said, that's fake news right there. It's working for you. And they knew WLOX is ones that were out there. They turned around and said Hurricane Nate. But really, in hindsight, it was his responsibility to get that boat out of there. Hurricane Nate moved it for us. Then the city ended up getting rid of it. So it was a blessing in a way, you know, that happened the way it did. But my point is, it was fake news, you know.
Yeah. Right.
Well, they edited
I
everything.
hope that made sense. But,
yeah.
Yeah. So we ended up buying that 30-foot boat. I did, you know, for him to live on. It was my boat, too. We enjoyed it on weekends, or I did. He lived on it. But,
yeah. This sounds stupid, but I had no idea them keels were raisable. I just thought you had to keep that sucker docked out in deep water and hop on your dinghy and come in. I've never been a sailboat person. I didn't know you could do that. Raise and lower the keels.
Well, my big boat, it did not have a keel like that. It had a fixed keel. That was a real sailboat. But he had a McGregor, and it had a fixed keel to where you can go in real shallow water or whatever, you know. But yeah, you can pull it all the way up. It had a hand crank on the inside of it. But your real bigger sailboats, I think the one he had was 22 foot long or something like that. And you don't get into yachts until you get like, mine wasn't even a yacht. I think it's 31 or 32 foot classifies it as a real yacht, you know. But the one I had is what they call island hoppers. You know, you could run up to Florida, hop across the Bahamas. It's capable of that. But to go all the way around the world, nah, you wouldn't do that in the boat I bought. The Indian Ocean, it'll sink you, you know. But yeah.
40 foot, that's huge.
Yeah, I think it is 40.
That's a new.
Because my dad had a 32 Sea Ray.
Yeah.
And that was still a yacht.
Yeah. I think it's 32 foot. I used to research all that crap back then. I'll tell you one thing, man. If hindsight was 2020,
I think it's 40. I think it's bigger to be classified as a yacht.
Well, let me see.
Yeah,
hang on a second. Hey Siri, how long does a boat have to be to classify as a yacht?
Chris said 40 foot.
To be termed a yacht, as opposed to a boat,
33
such
foot.
a vessel is likely to be at least 33 feet, 10 meters in length, and have been judged to have good aesthetic qualities.
Yeah,
this is from Wikipedia.
33 feet. My bad. I said 32.
Well, I that's why we had a 32 foot Sea Ray and it wasn't classified.
Right. It's right up under it. Yeah.
That sounds like a good meal there. Never had a jerk Boston butt.
Jack and some shrimp we call it.
Where you at, fish head?
Jerk Boston butt.
Fish head, he's in the channel for me. I've never heard of him. Type 805 in the comments, and your channel will be posted for you.
Yeah, Troy, you're so right. I live close to Lake Winnebago, and all the to go across the towns to the little inlets to Lake Winnebago. The damn bridges, God,
Oh, yeah.
sucks.
When a hurricane come, we'd have to go into the back bay and go through a couple of bridges, and we'd have to wait for them to open it up. And we'd go through. We're on motor power then. Go in there somewhere and anchor off, get in calm water.
When you don't see it, when you don't see it ever, it's like, okay, it's like, oh, this is kind of cool, but then when you live there,
yeah,
you got to drive through it all the time like an Oshkosh. It'd be like, oh God, I didn't make it.
Yeah, yeah.
Said his dad had a 40-foot Concorde when he was younger. They called it a boat.
Chris,
that's what you meant to say anyway, right?
I'm sorry, I missed that comment. My dad had a 40 foot.
Chris said 40 up above.
Oh, Chris said 40.
He's giving you shit.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. I'm not reading comments too much, folks. Sorry.
The monitors are too far away for blind
like,
ass old men.
Even with glasses, I'm struggling.
North Florida Gulf.
Yeah, I had Googled all that years ago, but I done forgotten. I was close.
We didn't get to drink much car show beer.
Yeah, I liked it myself. It was like an IPA, kind of fruity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't typically drink that kind of beer, but it's kind of refreshing.
It's a lager.
I actually thought about opening up one of them, whatever you got there, that dark beer.
Want to try one?
Yeah, why not?
You ready?
Yeah. This one's almost
one more beer.
What's it called?
Guinness.
I don't think I've ever drank one ever.
Is that right?
I know people cook with it a lot.
It's just the drop stove.
It's like liquid bread.
Oh yeah, we're good.
We're good.
I remember there being a bridge, and I want to say it used to be the old Woodrow Wilson original bridge that would do that.
Tasty.
Yeah, it's thick, huh?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pascagoula.
Back when I was like 18, me and Ricky Brown, we used to go surfing like over in Dolphin Island, Alabama. Come back, we'd always stop by the Pizza Inn, and they had dark beer on the draft, and that's what we drank every time we'd go by there.
Big old stout, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Loved it. Hadn't tasted it in years.
Yeah, it's been pretty much nonstop though, Lance, for us the past 5 days, really. 5 days. Even today we didn't do anything. It just felt like I'm still moving.
Well, it takes days to recoup from now. Or Russ will probably sleep on the way home.
I don't know. When I'm on a plane, I can't.
Nervous.
I think when he gets home, he's going to crash for a good day,
Yeah. I'm a little nervous on my flight back. Once I leave Milwaukee, I'm flying to Houston. And from the time I land to the time I've got to take off is only 40 minutes. And I've never been through that airport. So I've got to make tracks in a hurry. Hopefully I'm in the right terminal when I get there. But with the seats that I got or the tickets, I doubt it. They're probably going to put me as far as way and say, "Run, Forrest, run." But I'm like, God, I am not going to get stuck in Houston. Randy, drive me back if I did.
You're not ever really stuck in Houston.
Yeah. I hear the airport is kind of like Atlanta as far as they have that little train that takes you to each terminal real fast. And so it shouldn't be no problem. I keep hoping I get a thing that says your Houston to Gulfport has been delayed. I would love to like an hour and a half to 2 hour layover. That'd be perfect. No rush, no worries.
Russ is on the other side of the house, so I don't have to worry about getting in my pillows, Yeah, like last year he had the 20-hour delay and he had to turn back. Or he turned back and had the 20-hour delay.
14 hours.
Was it 14?
14. That's not including my first stay there. I had like a 2-hour layover. So in reality, plus the time I was up in the air, it was close. It was like 17 hours total. What a miserable night. Oh my God. That was enough to then I said, I'll never fly again. I'm done with this shit.
But then you had a good ride home. So then like,
yeah, I did it. And up here, man, pop, 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 pop. Here I am, you know. Got here early, you know, not much, 20 minutes. Maybe.
Yeah, 20 minutes or so. Because Milwaukee's a bigger airport, but it's, you know, not teeny either, you know. It's bigger.
It looks old compared to some of the other
ones. It's old.
Yeah. I had to walk pretty good ways to find you. I just kept following the signs, you know. That was about a 10-minute walk probably from where they took or dropped me off, to you.
Yeah, because, you know, I'm right by the exit, you know.
Yeah. How many baggage places they got there? Because that was baggage
only 6. I don't think they only.
Oh, I lucked out then because I was just following the sign that says baggage.
Yeah.
And it took me to, I guess, baggage number 1. That was the only one I seen.
So just got off the plane and pretty much head right towards Ricer's then?
Yeah, he was standing there, him and Christina. And
was he holding the sign up?
Carousel and lo and behold,
Ribs Barbecue. Smoky Ribs Barbecue.
Yeah.
Smoky Ribs Barbecue.
No, but when I walked up to the carousel, the first bag I looked at was mine. I'm like, boy, that was luck.
Perfect timing,
Yeah. I unzipped the side to make sure it was mine. I'm like, yeah, this is it. I had to check my bag. It was a carry-on. And right when I was getting ready to board the plane and go for it, she goes, we don't have room left. You're going to have to check that bag. I'm like, God. You know, if I knew that, I would check more items. But
brought more stuff with.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is nice being hands-free. You know?
I always like to have a small backpack.
Yeah.
Because then I can throw stuff in there that I'm not, you know, if you don't get your bag, at least you got a pair of underwear, socks.
Yeah. The ones that drive me crazy are the ones that don't want to check bags in, and they stuff the overhead storage of every freaking bag they bring. You know, that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And then it's right above your seat, and it's like, well, okay, where do I put my bag? You know,
right? And of course, they don't say anything to them. It's like,
no, they don't. Exactly.
That was my submarine sonar.
I used to be working on them Navy ships, and they would be testing the sonar. And that's pretty wild. That sound, it just all through the ship. You'd hear it all day long, driving you nuts. It'd start at one end, you can hear it all the way through the ship.
Whew. What's up, Randy?
Hey, Randy.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, Randy?
Damn, he's lost power. He's more clean shaved now without power. Every time I've seen him,
yeah,
twice now.
I had to start. I started working at
Oh, okay.
On Wednesday. I had to come in there and clean shaving and shit.
Yeah, that's cool.
He shaved on the pool Tuesday night.
You don't remember?
Yeah, no, that's what I say. I said, damn, you don't have power, and I haven't seen him shave that many times since with power.
This shit sucks, bro. Like, this shit sucks bad.
No AC, that does suck. It's freaking hot, man.
Yeah, you guys are
down there. It is.
Yeah,
sweaty balls.
I think it's like 90 something degrees right now.
Yeah,
heat index like 101, 102, 103.
Well, see, at night when we go to bed, I put I have a Generac generator. It's 5,500 watts. And I turn that on, and I got a mini split in me and Christy's room. So if I shut that door and turn that mini split on, man, we're good. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But once you walk outside that door, bro, it's over.
It's on,
It's an oven. Yeah, I start turning right there.
Yeah. It's rough without it.
We don't lose. We have a lot of trees, right, and stuff like that. We lose power every great once in a while, but they cut back the right of ways 30 feet from the line, so we typically don't have issues
Yeah.
anymore. Then a lot of stuff is underground. But this one year that hit the transmission line and tore a pole down. Well, that's a big construction job, a transmission pole.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, when that happened, we didn't have power for like a day and a half.
Right.
And of course, you know what day it is. It's the hottest day of the summer.
Yeah.
I slept in my car the whole night.
Really? With the windows down?
No, air conditioner on, running right out in the parking lot. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't care if I wake up and I can't walk because I'm not laying down. I'm not gonna sweat. When I was a kid, you know, we didn't have air conditioning.
You hear the train coming right now? Dude, that train, I guess when the power goes out, those things, the railroad crossers, they go down.
Right.
Those things got demolished, bro. I guess people driving through there at night, they don't see them because there's no power. Things are just in splinters. So now the train just comes through. Train just comes through all willy nilly. Nobody cares.
Huh. Yeah, it's
we're
such a hot summer for a lot of states that normally aren't hot. You know, this being one of them.
What about the gas situation? Has that improved any?
Yeah, Buc-ee's has gas now. I went and filled up $117. Got 35 gallons of gas today from Buc-ee's. Off of Christy's dad's generator because he has it's a Generac.
The guy that shot?
Yeah, they shot him.
Yeah, off his generator, I'm getting 11 hours.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured anyway.
But they're trying to make it sound like he's registered Republican and all that crap, you know. So
of course, taking the heat off them. Just like last night, all of them coming far within an hour. Oh, we're so sorry. I'm like, y'all trying to get the heat off your damn self.
Hey, Russ and Ricer, who's Jeff Cup is that right there?
What do you say?
What?
That
The
Jeff
blue cup,
Cup
I think
right
you're saying.
there.
Wepner.
Oh, Jeff Wepner. Oh yeah, I got Jeff.
That's yours?
Yeah, it's mine. He sent it to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a blue one and a black one that he sent me.
Hey, thank God
You got two?
Yeah, I'm special.
Thank God for Jeff Whip, man, because that thing right there hold ice for a little while. So I'm limited on ice and cold water.
Oh man.
That thing's been a savior for this hurricane.
I use this thing every single day, and I'm not lying to you. I did drop it and cracked up the lid a little bit, but I use it every single day because you're right. If it's either ice water or soda or orange juice or whatever, it'll hold that thing forever. It's just awesome.
I use mine for like mixed drinks and stuff. When Tarina's at work, I'll sneak her booze in there. And I'll mix some Coke or whatever. It depends on the booze. You know? But yeah,
I thought you said boobs.
Mug of choice.
Your boobs. Yeah.
He was talking about Trina.
Her booze.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to keep doing different bottles. That way it don't look like I've been in there. If I stick with one bottle, she'll notice.
Right, exactly.
You gotta fill it up with water too.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what the cool thing is right now we're running off a generator. But I got internet.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
As long as the generator's on, the fucking internet's on.
There you go.
Yeah, at least you got the amenities of things, you know.
Check something if you need to, you know.
I can't tell you how many hurricanes we didn't have nothing, man. All the food was thawing out, and you eat good for about a day and a half, 2 days. Then you're suffering, man. Like, oh God.
Yeah, I got the generator hooked up to the fish tank, the refrigerator, and the deep freeze, and then a couple ceiling fans. I bought one of those. I installed one of those interlock systems where I plug my generator right into my panel.
Yeah.
And so whatever the fuck I want, if I want to light in the bathroom, I just turn the switch on. I don't got to run an extension cord. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So right now we have a couple ceiling fans, basically the freezer, the refrigerator, and then at night, we go in there and turn that mini split on. It runs that pretty good.
Yeah. Is there anything out there threatening right now? Any tropical storms? I hadn't been watching.
It's too far.
Nah, we got too much. We got too much of that African dust out there.
Yeah, the Saharan dust. Yeah.
Y'all call it what y'all want. I call it what I want.
Yeah, I hope it stays that way as long as possible.
Yeah.
I know August and September is going to be probably bad. We'll see.
For the next 7 days, we should be all right.
Yeah. So, well, they said the tropics are closed because of that dust.
Yeah.
But that storm that just hit them, the one that made Cat 5 out in the Caribbean, it went through that dust. It didn't stop it.
It went right through it.
Yeah.
You know what I just found out? Well, I found out, I guess, Tuesday is Channelview took a direct eye wall hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. It shifted over at the last minute.
Yeah.
Right over Houston, and we're on the east side of Houston, so we took a direct eye wall hit.
That's why you had so much tree damage and power lines and all that.
Hey, bro.
Goodness.
It looks like the apocalypse over here in Channelview right now.
No, I bet.
Hey, man.
So did your father-in-law get his power back on then?
He got he got his fucking power back on in like a couple of hours.
Christy's in the background. What's up, Zach?
She's right here.
She's shy.
Nah, I'm sitting in a different place. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm sitting by the door in the garage today.
Yeah.
I guess that breeze.
I didn't know he was.
Yeah, my ranger is sitting over there, so I'm completely 90 degrees from where I'm usually sitting.
You told me you had a little bit of roof damage. Is just shingles?
Shingles off, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, shingles.
Okay, yeah. That's
It blew the whole ridge
had no
vent.
major issues other than the inconvenience of everything, you know.
Yeah, you know the ridge vent that's on, right in the very top of your house, the ridge vent. It blew all that off my house, and then my shop my shop looks like it has the mange. So many fucking shingles blew off of it. You can see plywood underneath it.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach's in Houston. Look at that.
I got to go take a leak. I'll be right back. It's time to clean off the dock, as Boo would say.
Yeah, Russ is the same size standing up.
I got to go run this way. What did he say?
I don't know. You're tiny.
Russ the same size standing up as he was sitting down.
Oh, yeah.
Did y'all shrink my people at the Iola Car Show, Jeff? Or what?
Well, he's like sitting there on the first day, and he's like, "God damn it, all you giants all over," because we have all big dudes all around us, and he's like, "God, what is up with this?" And I'm like, I always explain to him that it's the snowbank. You got to crawl over snow all the time, so you better grow.
Kool-Aid.
Hey, Webb's the man. Thank you so much, Webb.
I just got the email.
Yeah, Chrissy just showed me a picture of her email. He gave us some money for the generator Kool-Aid.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, he's the man. Jeff is the man. Dude, your cup has saved my ass so much. I didn't even expect nothing else.
Yeah, Jeff is the man.
Yeah, that's badass. Thank you so much.
Just never plan to have him come and visit you.
Because he won't show up.
You got to say to him, I can't wait till you get here, but you better not show up. And then it'll work. But every time you really say, I can't wait till you get here, poor guy, something's going to happen. And I'm not mad at all. It's just like, geez, can you wait until you get here and then have it happen after you get home?
Hey, you see that wall behind me right here?
Yeah.
That's the north wall to my shop. And that thing was flexing like 2 foot in, and then when the pressure would change, it would go like 2 foot out. And I thought it was gonna pull this wall off of my shop. So we went up to the top, like by the, like to the top by the header, and we poked a hole in the wall, and I put a piece of unistrut on a rope, and we fed it through, and we hooked it up to Mike's side by side, and we put tension on it with the side by side to keep it from flexing in, bro. Because I'm talking about And we did all this in like the eye of the hurricane, bro. We're out there just getting pounded. But if I would have done that, I probably would have lost the wall, this wall behind me. And then after that, more than likely the shop would have fell like a house of cards.
Yeah. See, Zach's asking if you need some supplies.
No, Zach, we're actually pretty good. Pretty good, actually. They were giving away MREs and water today, and I told Christy, I was like, man, let the people that need it have it. I mean, we got a well, we got plenty of food, we got a generator, we got gas. I'm not gonna get greedy. You know what fucking really sucks, dude, is I just watched an hour-long press conference with the mayor, the dude. People are pulling guns on the center point people and the people that are from out of town trying to hook our, like they're out there pulling guns on them, like hook my power up now or I'm gonna fucking shoot you.
They're not even allowed to accept your water anymore.
Yeah, dude.
Fentanyl in their shit.
Yeah,
like,
dude, that's some bullshit, ain't it? Like these dudes travel from Alabama, Louisiana, fucking all over the place, New Mexico, and they're down here trying to hook our power up, and these fucking assholes are pulling guns on them because they haven't had fucking power in, 6 days? I've been without power since day one.
Right.
Yeah. I told Christy the other day when we seen a truck drive by, I was out here cooking ribs on this old Smoky behind me. I told her, I was like, if you see that bucket go up, go give them people them ribs. Like, fuck it. I'll give them all my barbecue.
Yeah.
Like, I need them people. That shit's stupid, man. It drove me nuts watching that shit because I couldn't believe that. Like, they got these people that they're stationed in certain areas. Like, they got all their trucks, like, at a certain area, and people are going and throwing rocks at them and shit. Like, even when they see them taking breaks or taking lunch or something, they're throwing rocks at them and pulling pistols and shit out on them because they get back to work.
That's ridiculous.
Dude, that's not Houstonians. That's not real Houston people. That's these assholes from California and shit that are over here thinking they're entitled to fucking power the next day.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, motherfucker, you ain't lived through this shit like we lived through this shit. You ain't a real Houstonian.
No, it's just a way of life, but it comes around. Every now and then, you just got to get used to it. It's just the way it is.
I'm complaining, but I'm not really complaining, man. I'm actually living pretty fucking bougie right now.
Oh yeah. You did, man. If you ever lived through, and you might have, but I went through Camille and Katrina, and I've seen what those can do. I mean, you lose everything. You just it's over with. You start over.
Yeah, you already know, Ruz. You're from the South, bro. You know what it is.
Yeah. Well, I'm old enough to sing. I can name 4 that did a lot of damage to me personally: Camille, Frederick, Elena, and of course Katrina.
I got my first haircut. I got my first haircut during Alicia. I was a little baby during Alicia. I was born in '82.
Yeah.
So my mom, it was so hot. We were in a travel trailer. We were living in a trailer with no power for so long. My mom shaved my head because I had long hair when I was a baby. And
yeah,
I got my first haircut during Alicia.
That was to keep you cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it ain't no fun, man. It's freaking miserable. Holy crap.
Right.
Shoot. Our AC went out last year for like 2 days last year. It was like 95 in the house,
Yeah.
It was the middle of summer.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gone past 4 days without power.
Yeah, we did 4 days and when it froze here.
Bailey isn't doing it. She went to go stay with somebody that had power. She's like, she's too much of a princess. After like the 3rd day, she was like, "Daddy,
I'm out."
I feel like we're living like squatters. I was like, "Nah."
24 hours later,
Them windmills are turning.
Yeah, I hear you, Zach.
Oh, this is up there.
42 years.
I'm golfing today.
There's a lot of wind.
Mm-hmm. They still went golfing.
Hey, what was the weather like up here?
Move on. Huh?
what was the weather like there up there in Wisconsin? I mean, y'all must have been pretty good, huh?
Other than that rainstorm last night, it's been beautiful, man.
Today is pretty hot though.
Yeah, today is a
89.
little hot. I walked out today. I said, "Damn, this humidity today is close to Mississippi, but not quite there yet." You know,
Yeah,
it's terrible down there, man. It's like, holy crap.
that's what
Well,
I
you
told.
know, Texas same way.
Yeah, that's what I told Christy because she showed me the picture of you asleep, and I was like, "That's because Russ is perfectly comfortable." If
I
it's-
was, man. It was breezy. It was shady. I'm out.
Yeah, it was probably only 85 with a really low dew point yesterday,
Well,
but
that's nice.
86 or something.
But in the mornings, you know what fall feels like down south?
Yeah.
Real cool, crisp mornings. Every morning's been like that up here. Every morning. And then it takes it probably 10, 11, maybe 12 even to where you start feeling a little bit of the warmth. And it's not bad at all, you know. I would love to have this weather down there.
last year though you were here, or 2 years ago you were here, it
It
was
was cooler.
75 the whole
Yeah,
time.
I had to wear a sweatshirt that one day.
Yeah.
They got down to 50s or something that night.
Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear Christy's
July.
ducks? Can y'all hear Christy's ducks out there quacking?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Earlier,
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey, we didn't lose a duck. We didn't lose none of our coral. We didn't lose none of our tropical fish. We ain't lost a chicken. We ain't lost none of our exotic animals.
That's good.
Yeah, that's great. Heck yeah.
We got a little pen set up out there, and she's bringing the tortoise. You know, we got a cicada tortoise. She brings him outside every day to wander around inside that pen.
I done seen about 4 deer this week just riding around town here pretty much. We were outside today and Jeff had to slow down and stop because a fawn was crossing the road. Then she stopped and we stopped and she turned back and went the way she came. Beautiful little fawn. Like, damn, man.
Well,
They just run everywhere.
what
Seen a
did-
woodchuck.
Yeah, that's the first time you ever saw a woodchuck.
First woodchuck ever seen run across us
Yeah.
coming down here from Milwaukee, I
Yeah,
think.
coming up. Yep,
Or
coming
up here. Yeah.
Then
I
you
ain't never
first
seen one of
windmill you ever saw, remember?
Oh yeah, they got the windmills everywhere, like they do in Texas. They wasn't turning though; they got them locked down or whatever. Them things are huge. I never realized those windmills are that
They're
big.
massive.
I'm like, holy crap!
They are massive.
Yeah, we got a whole department. You know, the company that I work for, we got a whole department that specializes in windmills.
Yeah, yeah. I've taken. When I get home, I'll sort through all this crap, but I've taken all kind of photos this week just to have. I'll save them to my computer and stuff. But you know who? Yeah, you know. This is a picture I took that day of. Hang on. This is Derek with Is that
Vice grip.
vice grip guy. Yeah.
Is that in focus or not?
That's good. There you go. Oh,
That
step on it.
Vice Grip Garage. Then I got to see him again yesterday, actually working and shooting the video and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Cool. Yep.
Big YouTuber.
Yeah,
Big,
very
big.
Huh?
very big.
Yep.
Yeah,
big,
2
big,
million big. Yeah.
Why so quiet?
I was trying to find those- No, I was trying to find those pictures of those.
We already
windmills
been on 2 hours.
but I already
I'm
posted pictures.
I'm just tired from being no sleep.
Yeah, me too. I'm still. I took at least 2.5 hour nap, and I still feel it, man. I'll be all right by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, so what's up, Russ? Are you staying with Jeff over there or what?
Yeah, he stays here.
Yeah, in his basement, he's got it fixed up down there. Own bathroom and all that. I got a bed. Jensen, his son, he's got a room towards the back of the basement. I'm comfortable, man. I slept like a rock every night.
So y'all go back home every night?
Huh?
Y'all go back to Jeff's house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like quarter mile away, you know, so we just ride gators back and forth. So
yeah, it's real close.
Oh, that's what's up.
We can leave here in 5 minutes or less. We're already at the grounds, you know. Very close.
And what about Eric? Does he live close enough to go home every night too?
his grandpa lives about 10 miles north of here. It's still part of our community, but it's in the country, you know, so maybe about 10 miles north he lives.
Yeah.
So he goes to his grandpa's house and then comes back in the morning.
So yeah,
This is like a little town that kind of reminds me of Mayberry or something. You know, it's small and I love it. It's all the buildings like the town area is old, like original, you know?
Yeah.
It's just something about it. I step back in the time when I come here.
I love that kind of stuff, man. I tell you,
I love it.
My sister's in the mountains of Pennsylvania. It's like that. You go to the little town. It's like, man, I'd love to live here, you know, just for a little while, just to see what life is like, you know. And you go to the next town. It's the same way. As, man, I'd love to live here just for a little while, you know. But
yeah,
I love that kind of stuff.
I said that last time I was there. I said, man, this makes me want to move here. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could never leave the coast, so man, ain't no seafood up here, not real seafood.
Yeah, no.
That's me. I'll fucking eat these hurricanes every year.
I've lived through enough. One might get me one day, but to me, it's just part of living there. You know, you got to deal with it from time to time.
At least you had like 2 weeks warning.
Like wildfires in California or earthquakes wherever, you know, it just happens.
Dude, I eat these motherfuckers, dude. I promise you, I was really prepared this time because we haven't been without at all, you know.
Yeah.
Some people were doing without. We haven't been without. And because I did a lot of prep, you know. But
yeah, you did. And I remember I told you that I texted you the other day. I said, it's a good thing you bought that generator, you know, because you knew it was going to be a bad year. But lo and behold, if not the first, but the second hit you dead on, you know, luckily it had diminished a lot, though. If you got that Cat 5, we probably you wouldn't even be on here probably right now.
Well, that's the thing, dude. If you look at some of the shit that, like, we actually had Category 3 winds on the dirty side where we're at.
Gust and stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Like, even though it hit landfall at Category 1,
yeah.
When we got that dirty side, we were actually at like Category 3 because they were reporting winds at Intercontinental at like over 125 miles an hour. And that had to blow through my backyard to get there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's bad. I mean, it's bad. Like, I don't think they really actually, because they haven't even declared this a disaster area yet. Yeah. I don't think that the people that make those decisions have been here yet.
Well, the governor's declared it. Biden hadn't called the governor and gotten a hold of him yet.
Here we go with it. Here we go.
They have to decide on a budget for the declaration.
I don't give a fuck what they say. You know what? I know exactly. Like, they can blow another motherfucking Category 5 right up our ass tomorrow. I know exactly what I need to do. My carport, my carport, RIP. My carport got fucking demolished. This shop, I know what to do to strengthen the walls and shit.
That's right.
What about the boat?
The what?
Your boat. What happened with the boat?
Dude, the boat's fucking perfect. But the boat's on the south side, the north side of the building, so it didn't even get no wind over there. It got some limbs and shit in it.
Mm.
But behind me right there, that's the south side. So that's what the winds were blowing straight. This door you see behind me, it might have took 2 men to keep that thing closed. That's how hard the wind was blowing. Yeah, it shit was bad, man. It was bad.
Biden canceled his trip to Texas tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't need him.
Chris says.
I don't need him.
You're like, them people like guns down there, don't they? Yeah, I'm right, we do.
Yeah. Hey, I promise you, the whole time I'm out there soaked to the balls, fucking goddamn rubber boots on, slicker out there tying down my carport and shit, I still had a gun in my pocket.
Just in case.
100% just in case. And since our power's been out, you know, they say the looters come out and all that shit. Hey,
Either wrong has a hit.
come on
Yeah.
with it. Come on with it.
I remember after Katrina, there was a house just 3 or 4 houses down from. I was in an apartment complex, but it was off of a street, and there was 1, 2, 3. There was a couple of guys that lived there, younger guys, you know, younger than me, of course. And here they are walking this whole area, including our apartment, with these ARs and everything. And we was under martial law and stuff like that too. And it just so happens some looter come and try to come to their house, these guys, and they picked the wrong house is all I can say.
Yeah,
they were arrested, and it was already broadcast that any looters would have to go to jail. There was no air conditioner, AC or nothing, and they would have to stay for I forget how long. Man. That was a big deterrent, but I seen them. They was in the cop cars, and they come up here and then is this them? They're like, yep, this is them. They hauled them all to jail.
Yeah.
But I was glad they were there. They were protecting, you know, everybody around there with guns. I didn't have an AR, or I don't think I owned a gun at the time.
Well, I tell you, you already know. Y'all have met my neighbor Matt on a live or two before. The guy lives across the street from me.
Sure.
Hey, it stays martial law down this street because it's only me. It's only me, him, and one other person on this dead end street.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta roll past me or his house to get here, and he's gone right now because he's on generator and shit. But he's over there with his son. His son has full power, so he's over there.
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, watch out for my house. I'm like, bro, you know how we roll.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Help me bury somebody is all I gotta say.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I'm gonna lose fucking daylight here within a couple minutes or something, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off, guys.
All right, man.
All right, good.
With everybody.
Have a good one.
Thanks for having on, man.
Glad you're safe.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're good.
Take care.
We're good, man. Adios, man. Hey, Judge, if you're still watching, man, muchos gracias, dude. You're the man. Later, guys.
Later. We can bail out whenever you get ready, man.
Yeah, you go here. Cut it. Shut it off myself.
A little
bit
bit
longer. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm not too talkative. You know, it's not that I'm not trying to be just tired, guys.
We're just tired, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
Anytime you see Ricer not talkative, you know he's really tired.
Yeah. That's true.
We'll get on the phone and we're like 2 hours in, and he's like, well, that's about all I got.
Yeah.
And then he'll say something to spark something else, and 30 minutes later, you know, it's like, yeah, we'll do that 3 or 4 times.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Nancy, one more beer.
Yeah. Or he'll bring up something like, oh, hey, did I tell you? And
Yeah.
like,
It works both ways.
Yeah.
We talk. We really talk a lot. You know.
Yeah, it's hilarious, you know, because sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna call him real quick just to ask him about this or tell him about that.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, here we
for hours.
I'm like, oh my God, Jeff,
When
you got to get
me,
this done.
when you called me before this trip, 3 hours.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 2. Trina was like, you were on the phone for 3 fucking hours, you know? I'm like, oh, okay, well, whatever.
You want another one of them or
No,
okay.
I don't want to get too, you know.
If you want one more, go ahead. I don't care, Russ.
One more beer.
It's up to you.
I don't need a spitter, so I'll leave this one here.
But yeah, we you know, it's so much fun. Russ and I have so much fun, but like this year, I really missed out on all of the chat. You know what I mean? The sitting around, the pits are rolling, you know, and everybody's talking and just all the fun part. That's the one thing that I really found out that I missed out on a lot of it, you know, and it is because I'm kind of the field general, right?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I mean, I told Russ, you get to watch the offset, just keep feeding it, you know, so he was able to do that. But
most of the day. Towards the end, I was slacking a little bit, but not too much.
I'm still watching, you know. I mean, I walk by there 100 times, so Eric can tell you, I can't really sit down. You know, I'll sit down for a little bit, and then I get up and I'm gonna go. I better go check that. And I'm like, what's this going on?
You got to really.
My dad was that way. He could never sit down, man.
Yeah.
Even watching TV, he stand behind the love seat and put his arm over the love seat and just watch TV standing up.
Yeah. I can sit and watch TV or YouTube or something like that, but when I'm in charge of something, like when I'm filming, even when I'm talking on the phone with him, I have to pace back and forth.
He does too. I've filmed with you, and I know exactly how that goes.
Yeah.
No, you taught me a lot when you was down in Mississippi watching you film the way you did.
Mm-hmm.
I changed a lot of the ways I did it because of it.
But yeah, and it's just like I wanted to film more. And I told Russ I was going to give him the camera. I think, did you film one time? No.
Jake did.
Yeah, because the only thing I said I really cared about was filming that prime rib on that Weber, you know.
Jake did all that.
And Jake has filmed with me before, you know, too, ran the cameras for me. So, but like, that was the only thing and I'm like, you know, I could film more. And then I forgot to go live. I was going to go live every morning. And then, you know, when you're in
Jeff told me the day before, it said, all right, tomorrow, your job is to run the offset and remind me to go Facebook Live. So I did. I reminded him. Hey, Jeff, Facebook Live. And
yeah.
So he did that live on Facebook. That was pretty cool.
But yeah, you know, it's like I wanted to do more of that. But then once the people start rolling in, they also know the guest Wi-Fi. So then they're on the guest Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it sucks.
You know, so then it just slows down. You know?
I want to hit like on live just for Lance's sake. Let's see here.
But you know, again, we still had a lot of fun. But I was really happy that Mike and Russ got to hang out for that whole day. Really, right? You know.
Yeah.
And then I was, you know, and I had volunteers. See, like how we did it. We're working for the car show. Okay. So they were able to offer me 2 people to come and work for me because they can take their hours that they work and put it towards their favorite organization. Okay. So the president's my friend, one of my best friends, Dale, his wife and his mother-in-law came and ran the cash register and the serving part.
They were a big, huge help.
Oh, God,
to the point, it's like, I hope they come back every day. And they
2 days.
2 days. Yeah. Then Irina was able to, and
Amanda.
Yeah, Amanda. Yeah.
You know, so I was able to get some people kind of trained on how to serve it and how to talk to the customers, right? You know, so. But still, I had to be there to help them. And okay, what do we got for chips? So what do you got? Blah blah blah. You know, sauce and all that. But
Blues Hogged, 3 different flavors. That's what we had for them to pick from.
Yeah. But I did get a tremendous amount of great feedback on my pulled pork and the pulled beef. It was kind of overwhelming, to be honest with you, from some of those people that told me that, you know. And then I got Joe Coddington that's been all over the United States, and she wants me to come out and cook all the time for her. So
I'd cook for her.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say?
So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun, you know. But that's the only thing that I noticed is that I missed out on a lot of the laughing and the joking and all that type of stuff, you know, because I had to be too serious. I had to be like, okay, zone in.
To be the boss. It sucks to be the boss, man.
Yeah, well, you know, it's because we added the selling part of it. You know, when we're catering, it's not a big deal. You know, I know I'll tell Russ, all right, you're in charge of cooking the chicken. You know, get it done. Well, let's suppose we got to have it done about 11, quarter after.
Yeah.
So you better, you know, start at this time, and you know he'll tell me blah blah blah. Yeah, well, please start at this time. Yeah. So then I just let him roll when we're catering.
Yeah.
But when it's like, okay, we gotta, you know, chop the pork until it's ready to serve. So just too much juggling.
So, you got to time it all out. Everything, which wasn't hard because, like the pork butt, we started the day before.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much, let's say Friday for Saturday's feed, I knew I had to put, because we wanted them done to where we can bring them home, put them in the PK to hold them. And so I cranked it once we panned them and covered them. And Eric's looking at me like, are you crazy? But I jacked that heat up on that offset to 350.
Yeah.
And on the, and so, you know, the LSG pellet runs hotter than any pellet. So not as much. I think I went up to, no, I'm sorry, 300 is what I jacked. No, it was 350, wasn't it?
No,
I can't remember.
300 on the pellet, 350 on the offset.
350 on offset, and they both finished off just about perfect.
And it's
knowing
not,
how each pit cooks.
It's not that the LSG runs hotter; it just has so much more
airflow. Right. Yeah, it's not temperature hot. It's getting a lot of convection.
Yeah,
and it cooks faster. That's what I'm trying to say. But and they were pretty much ready when we pulled them, brought them here, and the next day.
Perfect.
No yeah, perfect. But he was looking at me like, and I'm like,
they're in pans.
Dude, I said, push through it. I said, they're already got all the smoke.
Yeah.
You know, we wrapped them at 160. They're good. Look at the color. Yeah, but we get them darker. I said, they'll be dark. And they were, wasn't they?
Yeah.
Even wrapped, you know.
I mean, they always naturally darken the pan, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
But like I always, when I'm cooking for us, or I'm cooking on a video, you know, I'll run them up to like we did on the Wednesday and the Thursday cook. Wednesday and Thursday cook, because we were able to start early on Thursday, remember?
Yeah.
So we were able to start early.
Sure.
So when you start, I ran them to like 180. You know, they're almost at 180 internal, you know.
Right.
So then they had a little darker black
we
bar.
had time.
Yeah, we had time. But Friday night, we were out here till 11 o'clock prepping for the next day. I had a briskets,
and I said we're going to have to go ahead and cover these now, get them cranking. Otherwise, we're going to be up half the night,
right?
You know.
So it's all that tricks that you learn. But you know, I do cater enough for friends and family and big stuff. You know, I mean, I'll do 300 people plus. You know.
Yeah.
So I've got that experience, but I don't like doing it either. You know, it's like so many people are like, you should start a business. I'm like, do you know how much work it is to cook that much food?
It's a lot of work.
You know?
Yeah. Well, what we've been discussing, if he does this again next year, it won't be for the show. It'll actually be for him actually selling for profit.
Right.
And in order to do, and he wants to up the amount because we could have sold twice as much. I know.
Yeah.
Thursday and Friday, we could have doubled up and sold all of it
easily.
Maybe not Saturday, but you know, you would have to cut back a little bit on Saturday.
Right.
Not much.
Right.
But go ahead and have all this stuff. And this is what a lot of vendors do. They'll go ahead and smoke it. And they'll have it fully cooked. Then they let it cool to the point they can vacuum pack it, and they freeze this stuff and bring it out to the vent. You can use either boiling water or sous vide or whatever to reheat it, and it's done. You ain't got to deal with pits. You ain't got to deal with all the time it takes. It's already done a month in advance.
And so the theory behind that, it's not as good as hot out of the pit, right?
It never is.
It's not.
But it's good. It's good enough.
But we did it with the beef, and it was so damn good. I'm like, yeah, there's no sense to do this anymore.
Right. I do it all the time because me and
Serena, you can't eat all of it.
If I have a pork butt or a brisket, I'll do the video. We'll eat. Then it's vacuum packed. It's frozen in the individual packs. And then we'll drop that into some boiling water. 20 minutes later, you're eating. You just got to thaw it out. It's fully cooked. And it's damn near as good as what it was fresh.
Yeah.
You're going to enjoy it, you know.
I think we put both of them to sleep, huh?
They look asleep.
Yeah, we're looking at our phone.
My sister just sent me a link, a place that we didn't hit in Pennsylvania that she wanted to take me to, but maybe next time. Kinzua Bridge State Park.
79 days, 102 or higher. 10 days over 112. Talking about what?
How hot it is?
Las Vegas?
Yeah, Vegas.
Or temperature where?
In Vegas.
Vegas, okay. 65 degrees in the casino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Russ always teases me about the winter time, but I always kind of tease him about the summertime because, like, up here, yeah, I mean, when it gets close to 90, I'm not very happy. 90 is too hot for me because we're not getting 100 degrees stuff, So,
Sure.
but when it's 75, I'm like, how's it down by you? 90 with 100% humidity almost, and I'm like, yeah,
heat index 105.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, well, it's 75 degrees, zero.
But luckily, it only lasts our worst months, and I have seen some years where it actually did in May, June, July, August, September, a little bit better than October. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, and most of the time May is nice.
Yeah,
it's very nice. We don't have extreme winters, but we do have to deal with typically 3 months of hot weather. July and August being the worst.
Well, it's like with us, my told my wife forever we're going to be a snowbird,
Yeah.
And now we have my niece living with us from the Ukraine, so I don't know how long we're going to be able to keep her. It's a long story, but
sure.
And she wants to stay here, and everybody's okay with her staying here, but the government might not allow us to be able to keep her the whole time, So, it all depends on the war stuff, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And well, anyways, I'm like, now that she's here, I can't just we can't be snowbirds because that was our thing once the boys got out of high school.
Get her legal, you could be.
Well,
yeah,
we'd have to bring her and change her to a different school. That's the problem,
That's true too.
So, so then we're kind of back to the idea of maybe someday living in Missouri, Arkansas, something like that. Kind of in the in-betweener. Yeah, it gets a little cold, but it's not stupid,
Sure.
Because I'll tell you what, I'll take 32 degrees any day of the week. 32 degrees over 90 with like high humidity.
Oh, I will too.
Man,
that's in Mississippi, unless it's an extreme winter where it does dip down into the single digits or maybe even zero, which doesn't happen often, but it does happen on certain years. But on an average, 32 to maybe upper 20s is our lows, all-time lows for that season. But it warms right up. Like once the sun comes out, you're 40 degrees, 50 degrees, 60, which is perfect. Man, I love that weather, Yeah,
me too. So I'd live down there when it's that. And then up here.
Yeah,
when it's 2 weeks a year.
We're all the way to summer, really,
Yeah.
Well, maybe not in April.
Yeah. Justin's neighbors live in Minnesota.
Yeah.
They're the opposite. They're summer birds,
Well, do you know Manuel Recon? What's his channel?
Mojo.
Oh, Mojo.
Yeah, Mojo. They moved down here from Washington State.
Okay.
And he's in Lucedale, which is about 40 minutes from me, just kind of north. Let's say he'd be northeast.
Okay.
Not far at all. Not too far from Chad, really.
Sure.
But they're dealing with this heat.
Mm-hmm.
But man, they're loving it. It's not that bad.
Well,
as long as you're in a house with air conditioning, you can go out, come in. It's not going to kill you.
No. I mean, it's like it's funny, like with Justin. I'm teasing him because he's in the house all the time in the summer.
Hot. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, not me, man. And then the wintertime, he's like, what do you do when it's like below zero? I said, well, you wear 2 sweatshirts instead of just one.
Yeah. Biggest thing, we're not geared for cold weather. We don't have snow plows.
Yeah.
Right. Houses are not built to really protect pipes and stuff.
No.
Unless you're home and have the heat running that penetrates through the wall. But if you leave on vacation, you better turn that crap on, if it's a hard winter.
R21 in our ceilings and, as much as we can get, the insulation thickness, and all that.
This past winter, we had to run the water, the faucets outside and let them run a little bit overnight. We had to do that, I think, 2 times during last winter. That was it. Yeah. We got down to mid-20s, I think.
Sure.
Well, it wouldn't have froze, but,
we had a mild winter last year.
We did too. We only had a couple snowfalls, really.
Yeah.
But we've been pounded the spring all the way through this summer with rain. So it's helped the water table, right? Big time. We need the water here. But as far as like temperature wise during the winter, it was pretty nice. Throughout.
Yep.
See, Tom talked about his temperature in Vegas. They've been on the news a lot, man. They've been up in the 112, 114 degree days. That's hot.
Mm-hmm.
It is. They don't have the humidity like we do in Mississippi or Texas even, or where Randy's at. Where Simon's at, it's probably drier. I don't know. What do you think,
79 days of 102 degrees or higher.
Yeah, that's
10 days over 112.
Yeah. The way we get up to 102, it's not that the temp's actually that hot. It's what it feels on your body because of the humidity mixed with 90-something degree air. It feels like 102 or 105,
Yeah, we had heat
It
index.
actually gets there.
Current humidity is 78.
We had heat indexes this week of 108 and 110.
Yeah,
That
we were at 70. I think 78 when you were at 100 something.
Yeah. Chad's,
74. I was at 74 today. On Tuesday, I think it was.
See, we're pretty humid up here today. We're at 79, so 79 humidity.
Okay. Chad back home. He spent the weekend in Destin, Florida.
Nice.
He's back home, checking on my boys. So everybody's at Eric's at home. Chad's at his house. Tarina turned her thing off. I know she's at home. Let's see here. I can find her right here.
Current temp is 76. Feels like 89.
Feels like 89?
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't bad.
It's 76 degrees right now.
Okay. I have rain or something?
Yes, we've had clouds left over from the hurricane.
Yeah.
So we've got rain, I think 2, maybe 3 days this week.
Okay. Are you cloudy right now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That helps tremendously, man.
Yeah.
People get tired of rain down there. Like we have winter, summer. Sometime it rains June, July, and August. I love it. My electric bill is sweet, But if
I can
it's
use a little bit more rain.
blazing sun, that electric bill is going through the roof.
Yeah, we had rain one day. It's been a while. At the beginning of the season, we were like Ricer. Spring, we were getting kind of rain all the time. And now we've got like nothing. I haven't cut my grass but once, and I bet you it's been over a month.
Yeah. It's been 2 times since winter that we cut the grass because it hadn't really rained all that much.
Well, Russell, verify this. We have green grass here right now.
Very green.
I won't cut my grass right now. I refuse to. Just going to kill it. Burn it up.
I've never seen real wheat fields, and they're all up through here. One field will be green. I mean, green as green can get, and adjacent to it, it's like a straight line. It's this gold-looking field. And at first day we got here, I said, "What is that, man? It's beautiful." He goes, "Wheat." And some of it come to the edge of the road, and I could see the wheat. I'm like, "Oh man, I've never seen real wheat." Down south, we grow cotton and soybeans. We grow all kind of stuff, but I'm talking about the big fields is mainly cotton and soybeans, corn, stuff like that. There's a lot of cornfields up here too.
Yep.
But I've never seen wheat, and I say that I was here before, but I don't remember wheat fields.
Yeah, I thought about that, but you flew into a different area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
And we didn't drive. You know what I mean. So you were on different roads, in different areas, different farmland.
Yeah, or I could have been drunk. I mean,
no. We have a lot of potato. We have a lot of potato fields here too. Tons of them, so
yeah.
What is Wisconsin known for potatoes?
No, just I think this area is known for potatoes. We have a good sandy, soil, and I guess potatoes must grow good in this soil that's here. Whatever the conditions are, they grow good.
What kind of potato is it?
Russets, and then they do they got the fancy potato. There's a place right here that all they're growing is these fancy ones, those little bag ones with the finger ones and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
But there's multiple. But like Orida, it used to be Orida. was right up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean one of their processing
Oh,
plants.
yeah. Man, I bought plenty of the frozen Oradas.
Yeah. So they were, but now it's not them. It's a different one. I don't know the whole story here,
Okay.
but then so anyways, so
Idaho, I think, is really known for
yeah.
big time potatoes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
russet, that's my favorite, man.
Yeah.
That's baked potatoes and that's French fries. That's all I need.
So like the guys that used to rent my parents' farm fields and all that back when we were younger, they were potato farmers. So whenever they picked, when they make their turn, you know, the conveyor would shoot them off the sides.
Yeah.
So they would always say, hey, we're going to pick tomorrow. So you guys, you know, get all the scraps before the deer get them. So we'd go out there and we'd have gunny sacks of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they'd put them down in the cellar and they would stay good still because
Yeah.
it was nice and cold down there.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, you couldn't take too many of them, you know, but
Sure.
you'd still get a bunch of them. That was always nice. And then in their warehouse itself, they would always kind of like say, hey, if you guys need a couple buckets, just come over, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But yeah, potatoes, soybeans, of course, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, corn, obviously, you know, hay, and then oats and wheat.
Yeah,
you know, and all
y'all
that.
have a lot of hay around here, but I
Yeah.
think that's for the individual farm.
But a lot of them gone away because we don't have as many. We still have a lot of dairy cows
Yeah.
in one, you know, big farms, but all the little 40 to 100 head farms are gone.
Really?
Yeah, they're all gone. Those small little farms, they can't make it.
What would you say? So, I mean, this state is known for cheese.
Yeah.
So obviously, there's
Yeah,
still
but
a big production of
still,
cows. But
yeah, they still produce a ton of cheese, right?
yeah.
But they're not producing milk like they used to.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Most of the dairies around here produce cheese.
Okay.
They're more cheese. There's still
Right.
a few big milk producers, you know.
I got
Do they tobacco farm any there?
you. Huh?
I was asking Rice if they tobacco farm there any.
No. Not that I know of, you know, probably gets too cold too quick or something, you know. The we have a lot of turf farms. Turf selling grass, you know.
Grass.
That used to be something up there, but they've stopped doing that. There used to be a lot of turf growing around here, but
Yeah,
there's one place that I can think of.
Yeah, there's a big farm east of us, and the soil is pitch black like you'd buy in this one area around Appleton and Bear Creek, kind of like where Eric is in that area. That soil is black as coal, and that makes some of the best sod.
Very rich.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely.
We're a little sandier over here, about 50 miles away. We got a little more sandier soil.
Down south, there's a lot of red dirt.
Okay.
You notice that
Clay, a lot of clay, yeah.
It's not clay.
So is your water table pretty low?
Dirt.
Right?
What?
Sir?
What?
Water table being sandy soil.
Good water table.
Good.
Yeah. We got I mean, it's been a little low, right? We've got a lot of irrigation, tons of irrigation, you know. But the last few years, they're always kind of complaining about being a little low, right? I don't ever I remember rain, right? But I don't remember quite as many big storms that have come through that I really paid attention. Like yesterday, 2.5 inches of rain in an hour and a half. And then we had another one that last week that broke a dam, you know, or the levee broke, flooded out the whole small little town of 1,200 people, you know.
Right.
They got 4 inches of rain in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You know, imagine the amount of water that is, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And the ground's already wet and kind of holding, you know.
Yeah, saturated.
But it's, in the long run, it's actually really good. Those big pounders aren't good because they don't soak.
Right.
But we've had a lot of good rain this year. So, because you can see it in the rivers, you can see it like on Lake Winnebago is always a great judge to see where those rock lines are, you know, along the beach, you know, in some of those areas. So you can see that, you know, there was a time where we were down 3 feet, on that big old pond,
Yeah.
maybe more. So I think we're back to at least normal again. It's just a cycle. Now next year now this next winter, maybe it snows like crazy, and then next summer we don't get any rain. But usually right around the 4th of July is when we have that hole from the 4th until like the end of August where people want that rain, but then in September it comes back again.
Yeah.
This year, just as much rain as we got. The farmers are actually, it's got to stop. It's got to stop raining.
Really? No, not around here.
It's either they get too much or not enough, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's fields up here just burning up, corn.
Yeah.
Just cobs just falling, falling
Right.
off the stalk. It's pretty rough right now. It's so hot because I can remember saying just a few months ago, man, I wish we get a break from this rain. And now it's like, man, where is the rain?
Yeah.
Can make you happy?
Yeah, I know it.
But no, it's been pretty good to us too, because it's raining at night mostly too, so.
Yeah.
But like here, anywhere, but if it's like yesterday was a prime example. It was 85, 86, 87, somewhere around there. And then all of a sudden when we were kind of finishing up, I could feel it cooling down in a hurry. And I'm like, oh, we're going to get a storm. Well, as soon as it dropped,
It
10
felt
degrees.
good.
Yeah.
Until it got here.
And I'm like, it's coming. If it drops 10 degrees that quick, there's a front coming in.
So have you done anything else new to your shop, Brycer? I know you talked about with the air accumulator or something like that, or the air
to smoke ventilation.
Yeah, but didn't you hire, or weren't you hired? Didn't you buy something or have something installed that would make up that air difference when you were running that?
No, I need to do that. I need to do that. I get some type of cold air return in here better. When I'm running that exhaust and I'm got the air conditioner running and all that, it's pulling, but I didn't close this up tight, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it can stay nice in here. It's really nice.
It's comfortable right now. Very comfortable. Perfect.
But like when everything's running, I can feel coming through the door, there's air pressure, and that's how it's going to get the air.
Right, it's going to be pulling it in. So what about like the back porch? I think you're talking about like a covered cooking area off the back.
Yeah, that's going that way out of the garage, towards the north. But man, with the lumber prices and all the stuff that's going on, I'm not doing anything like that.
I noticed your wall in the back. I don't remember returning.
Yeah. I finished that. That was last year, I think. I think it was last year I did that part, and we got it all. Yeah, because since Russ has been here, I got that wall finished, and then we insulated the whole thing. The whole thing is all insulated.
Yeah, overhead too.
Yeah. So it's really nice that way.
He's got a mega furnace over here in the corner for the winter months.
150,000 BTU warehouse furnace.
That's for a garage. This is a freestanding double garage.
Yeah.
That's
20 by 20 garage, and I got that big of a thing. But when I turn it on, it heats it up so fast in here that I don't have to screw it around. And that's what I wanted to do, because I want to heat it up real quick and then shut it off, and then I do my talking or whatever. And then the next scene, then while I'm cooking, then I can, I don't need it on if I'm not, it just depends on what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm doing talking, then I just shut that furnace off, but I want to get it hot. Well, like when it's 20 degrees out, I'll crank that up to 80 degrees.
Yeah.
It gets there in 20 minutes, if that.
Yeah.
And then it shuts off, and then I turn it down to and then I turn it down to 70 or 65. So that gives it plenty of time, so it's not kicking on again.
Sure.
Yeah.
So. You got the insulation to hold that heat in.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
If you ever insulate that garage door,
oh my God,
that would even help more. That thing wouldn't come on hardly.
Exactly. We're looking at trying to just buy a new instead of me putting the insulation on it.
Buy one that's already insulated.
They're not that expensive.
No,
you know, so
no.
And the guy I know, they'll get them right.
Yeah.
And then the people don't like the color, and he can't return them, or they'll get a little scratch or something.
Right.
I'll take anything on this thing. I don't care.
It don't matter. It can be purple.
Right. Well, I don't know about that.
You can write LSU on it or something.
Well, it'd be if I bought purple here, they think I'm
Vikings.
Vikings.
Yeah.
They burn it down here. You know,
Right.
I'm too close to Green Bay.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
But yeah, but no, not really nothing, dude. You know.
So I don't know if you've heard anything, but I'm going to try and bring back the Ricer Pitcher Days, something similar to that anyway.
Yeah.
If not, pretty much the same difference. I mean, our gift ideas would be a lot smaller, but you really just did seasonings anyway. You never really got into, giving away barbecue grills and shit like that. You know,
I just gave seasoning away. You know,
I'm not going to do that. It's just there's no way. And I got Scott with Mile High. He's talking about maybe sponsoring a little bit, so that'll be get his barbecue sauce out there.
Yeah, that'd be nice though.
Yeah.
And it's enough. You're already doing the show. You get people to donate the rubs and all. It's not getting into your pocket like with the embroidery and everything.
Right.
So that can rack up some money, really.
I got another company who wants me to do another review on their season of the month club thing, but I asked them. I said, "Well, how about 2 packs?" I said, "Cut me back." And they gave me, I think it was 4 different flavors last time I did it over a year ago. And I said, well, how about if I do 2 flavors and you give me double of those so I can use it as a giveaway? As a giveaway. Some bitch stopped replying to me. You bastard.
Yeah.
You talk about $4 in seasonings,
Yeah.
Chris says that's a MAGA heater.
It sure is a mega heater, brother. Yeah, and like all those giveaways are fine. I mean, I'm all for trying to do it. It's just the time and the effort. When I was sending that, these people sent me their address, and then I had to go get a hold of Suckle Busters and then send them the address. And I just didn't have the time to do all that stuff anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm retired. I got a shipping service.
Don't send me that rub because I didn't need one.
Yeah.
It felt good to win. I could care less about the rub,
But yeah, you should do that. I think people enjoy sending their pictures in and winning stuff. That's cool.
So, one of the things I wanted to ask you, because I don't remember what you
was going to be every week.
What now?
So one of the things I wanted to ask you, because I don't remember how you handled that. I know how I think I want to handle it. So if we say, because I keep using hamburgers as a reference, so I'll continue using the hamburger. So if you say a hamburger and all of a sudden someone's got, corn and cob, mashed potatoes and everything up beside it, you just judge the burger itself. If you want to put something on the side, as a side dish or something like that, that wasn't included into it.
It was the picture. I mean, as long as they were matching the meat, right, or whatever I decided, it's the picture. How creative were they? I don't care. It was how good does the burger look first, but it's like, they took their time and made this picture a little nicer,
A nice plate.
It's I didn't care about having it. It was just a picture, right? You take a nice picture and then you take something that I might snap like this, well, there's a difference there, right? And I always judge. So I would pick 4 or 5 of them or something like that. Wasn't it? I don't remember. Something like that. Yeah. Or maybe I narrowed it down to 3 to make it easy. You could never return the next week, or something, or the next month or something like that. Because I did have some big heavy hitters in there, right?
Right.
Then and then I did the pros and the Joes so that the Joes could get
you did separate it between the amateur and the more professional.
Right.
Yeah, you had levels.
And then I kind of quit doing it because the problem was everybody sent me their pictures an hour or half an hour before the show.
and didn't give you time to
So,
prepare.
You need a deadline like a day or two before.
Well, and people say, "Oh my gosh, I forgot. I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Well, I'm a nice guy, so I'd still put them in there, right?"
Sure.
But what happened? My
Mortified.
wife would say, "Okay, you just spent 2.5 hours setting up this live stream that you get 50 people, 60 people to watch.
Right.
You could have done editing for 2.5 hours and then went live and had 50 to 60 people's watch." And I'm like,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just her seeing me do so much work there.
Yeah. That eventually just,
I think I'm going to do it as a so we'll pick a protein, whatever, and then the second week it will be shown. So you have 2 weeks. So it'll only be virtually 2 contests a month, more or less.
Yeah.
Every 4 weeks would be 2 contests, and you have 2 weeks to cook that item and to get pictures of it and get the picture sent in to me.
I would add a deadline for the pictures.
Yeah.
A day or two before you go on live to where you do have time. And if a picture comes in after that, it can go on the next round.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like he just said, and I'm guilty. I sent you pictures right then.
Yeah.
Not really thinking it was putting a burden on you.
Well, I mean, it
But,
wasn't
you know,
bad, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just noticed like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just saying you could have a cutoff on what day to receive pictures, give you time to have everything done on your computer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're not stressed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, that's what Simon was just touching base on. I want to do that, and it's probably going to ruffle some feathers, but it is my time also. I'm trying to get this thing going, and you've had 2 weeks to get something together, and if you're going to bombard me at the last minute, then you're not respecting my time.
Right.
I'm trying to be organized about this.
But you just got to make. And just you could say it on that line. So, well, I got some pictures after the fact, but I'll save them for the next one because I didn't have time to add them.
I mean, it's fun, and you don't have to do. Then I think I went from doing it every week to like once a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like, because I mean, here's the thing, Lance. You're gonna say, okay, we did chicken 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do pork chops, and you get 2 pictures of pork chops. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you're gonna find that out in a hurry. It's like, well, okay, brisket. Who's doing a brisket? It's just too much. You'll. So I always kind of went to, instead of picking the protein, send me your picture of your food that you did, and I judged. I didn't care.
That's a good idea,
because that way it's like, oh, this is really a beautiful ribeye.
And it's more of a photo contest anyway. It's not a food contest.
Yeah. So that would be my suggestion: is you don't pick you can do a special one. All right, everybody, it's going to be the 4th of July. We got to do hot dogs. Okay, cool.
Sure.
But I wouldn't, because you're not going to. You get 2 pictures. And then you're like, well, okay, Russ, okay, Jeff, okay, everybody vote.
Yeah. A or B.
Yeah, A or B. Right.
Yeah.
And that was a hard thing that Charlie had. So if you have something that you can add in here easy, like a voting thing, and I think they might have that on YouTube where you can do a poll. Now I think you can add a poll or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
So then you could put the names, and then by the end, all right, we got to the end of the show. Here, let's see who's the biggest wiener.
They could do it while the live's going.
Yes,
that's a good idea. I never thought of that.
Yeah, I like that idea, actually, Ricer. I like
that poll thing came along later, after my stuff was done, because I see some channels do polls every week, right?
But can one person vote more than once?
No, once you voted, then you're done.
Like the one on Facebook, the one you can do on Facebook on a live, you can only do it one time.
And I think it's the same way on YouTube too.
That and I remember Pickles, he would keep count. And if you miscount, there's no chance of that with a
Yeah. Because like then Charlie would go back and count them all again. I felt horrible for him having to do that.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
And then the thing you can do on here is you can favorite or you can star the comment.
Yeah.
And that's an easier way to count.
No, good.
You can do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's would be my suggestion, Lance, and not get so
overwhelmed.
Like Thanksgiving, send me your best turkey pictures. We're going to do it after Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? After Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
After Christmas, we'll do this, and you'll have it. It'll be a lot easier for you, But then in regular, it's like, just your average, whatever. I don't care. And I would always tell everybody, I don't care if you made lasagna. I want to see a good lasagna picture,
So then I guess you have to turn on your subscriber only mode.
I'll add a poll.
Subscriber only?
Yes. Because then you're back to a popularity contest where anybody can just come in there and make a vote.
I wouldn't worry about that.
I would think most people in here would be subscribed anyway.
How many people are gonna say, okay, I got a really nice picture, and then grandma, and like, oh, Susie, hey, I'm gonna ask you, Lance is going live at 7:00. He's gonna play, and I really took this really good picture of my tune-ups, whatever,
Christy's gonna pee in the pool, she said.
And then she says, don't pee in the pool.
Well,
don't pee in the pool.
Just don't leave a baby Ruth.
A floater.
But yeah, that's what I would do, Lance. And it'll work. You got to figure out how you're gonna set them up, and all that. How you share them. It's a little bit of computer work, because you're gonna have to have them all in a row. And what I would do is I would highlight all the pictures, and then I would share that thing, and then click through each one. So you're gonna have to become a computer guy, because you'd be like, well, I sent him one.
You could get somebody to help you, Simon, maybe.
Yeah,
put
maybe
them all in a folder or something.
Yeah,
like that.
That's what I would do. I'd put them all in a folder.
It'll be me.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it's fun, right? You don't even have to do it every week.
Well, the chat enjoys it a lot too.
Yeah,
it gives some interaction.
Yeah, when Al does it on his Tuesday night, he does them. Well, he shows them the week after, the one that he gets this week.
The pictures,
yeah.
But see, he's another one that has all those last second entries.
Yeah, so you would need definitely a deadline, and then be strict with that deadline. Whoever made it in, and that they'll have to wait till next week or the next giveaway or content or whatever you're gonna be doing.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be ready to pull the trigger on that. I'm thinking next week. I just, it's gone away last week, and then I talked to Ricer and Russ on Tuesday, and I wanted to pass some questions by Ricer. I like the poll idea. That would make the thing so much.
You could have a link in the description.
No. You can do it right in the chat.
Oh,
right
you can do it in the chat?
You can build them now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's in YouTube.
Okay.
During the live, you can set up a poll.
I think you got to do it.
Yeah. Because Al does it all the time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Those polls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was thinking of the poll that's been in the community section for a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's another way. Yeah, that's another way.
Yeah.
He really meant he was thinking of the poll that at the one favorite tavern he used to date all the time.
But let me ask you this, because I close that poll out a lot. Like when I join a live, can you bring it back? Can the person click on something to pop it back out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you can lift it out and they come back in.
Pin it. Okay.
It'll get pinned on the
All
top.
right. He's in a good deal. Yeah, that's
so. I'm sort of kind of liking the idea of maybe. I did want to lock
you might
down to
you might have to just vote on it, and then once you vote on it, then it just goes away.
Yeah, but my point is you got to see the pictures.
Yeah.
If you're going to vote that same night.
But you don't have to add it. You can add it on the fly. I watched Tim Pool a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
And for a while they were throwing a new poll up every 15, 20 minutes. Now they just go, if you give me a like for FJB or a no.
So he's able to control that. No, we're going to throw a poll up and it's already loaded. and then it pops up in the chat.
Yes, once it's there.
After the pictures have been shown.
Work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the pictures have been shown.
Yeah.
Now we can create a poll.
You already
Go place
created
your
a poll,
votes.
and you just
I think
you're gonna know in advance who all's pictures you got, and you would create that poll and have all your pictures ready to show before the live, and then after you show all the pictures, then you throw the poll up, and people vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. You might have to make it because it's like you typing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you typing on your own live, all right? So I think it's like down here or something. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Check this
So
out.
you
Let me share a screen real quick.
Oh, I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Yeah, there you go.
You can do something like this. It's a website.
People-friendly poll maker.
Yeah, you could do it. I would, you guys figure it out, but I watch Tim Pool every Monday through Friday and on his live stream at night, and he has a poll. Now he kind of just does one, right?
Right.
So Russ just touched on something. One thing I wanted to ask you back to is that I really wanted it protein specific, but I get where you're coming from. So,
how many people do you have watch?
I don't know that I would even pick brisket. Because I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm not going to go out and buy brisket because Lance says in 2 weeks from now we're going to have a brisket cook. I'm not going to do that. So I sort of like the idea of not having a specific protein. But what I think Russ just said or touched base on, and I sort of kind of liked it, is that the pictures would be anonymous. So we're not going to know what picture Simon sent unless Simon.
Then you're going to have to. Then you're going to have to
keep the email with a picture.
Yeah, and then you're going to have to write on that outside of that picture, and when you show it, this is A. This is B.
No, it would. So I'll know who it is when a picture or whoever when the pictures are coming into that person. Right. But when the pictures are shown, it's not going to have Russ's name behind this picture.
That would be a good way because it takes all the cheating out, like fanboys or whoever that wants to vote for a particular person because of who they are. But it would rule that out.
But when it comes to voting, if you got 3 briskets, you're going to have them labeled on there because I might like number 2, you or whatever.
Well, yeah, you would have to have something to reference.
So you're going to have to put on that picture. You're going to take that picture now and become a graphic artist and stamp an A on it and a B or a 1, 2, 3, right?
Or just put a 1. Just name all the pictures 1 through.
So now you get to spend. If you get 25 photos, now Simon gets to spend. I mean, if I was doing it, I guess I'm going to spend at least a minute and a half on each one of those photos when I bring them into my editor, and then type A or 1 on it, and then save it, and then so now you get to do that, and that's up to you.
Or just do it when there's a duplicate item. If there's multiple briskets that are being shown that week, then they would be numbered. But if there's just one brisket.
Well, then if it's a chicken and you have a pork butt and then you have like that, then it's easy, right? You just label it, on your poll.
That's why it's easier and you'll get more people to join if it's just food photos in general. It can be anything.
Right.
Just the best looking photo. That's what you're after, unless, like he said, it's a holiday and 4th of July hot dog.
Well, in general, do a holiday meal for whatever that holiday is,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'll definitely work. I remember Ricer actually having a hot dog meal
because
or
for the 4th.
It was a hot July, hot
dog. If people that watch your channel cook all the time outdoors or even indoors, whatever, you'll probably get more people to do it. Because they don't have to go buy a specific protein just to send a photo.
Because somebody might be cooking jam, right? It's August and they're going to cook jam and they make a really cool picture out of jam,
Right.
Exactly.
Or pickles, or someone could have made 12 quarts of pickles yesterday.
Yeah, right. Because ultimately the photo is going to be what wins it. How good they are,
I seen the picture.
Smoke Daddy might be on board too, but I think Smoke Daddy is more interested in
I'm reading Christy's comment. I seen Russ with that corn dog. He's a pro with a pole.
Actually, that's Randy.
That's Randy on Christy's phone. If it's all
Okay.
caps, that Christy on Christy's phone.
Yeah, like this. Oops.
But I think they're more interested in. So I called up for replacement gaskets for my door, and I tell you what, Smoky Daddy has got the best customer service. I've had to call them twice for something, and they've always shipped it out to me express mail, and they've never sent me a bill for any of the stuff. So I got to talking to this guy, introduced myself. He said, "Oh, I know who you are." He's talked about Smoking Joe's barbecue competition. I said, I'm sort of kind of thinking about getting that started again. I said, we have Russ Jones from Smoky Ribs. He's talked about, a couple different occasions that he'd be interested in doing a judging. We're going to do it a little bit different. And then he was like, and I told him about this picture contest that Ricer used to do that we're going to adopt. And he says, and he gave me his phone number and everything. He said that contact me when you're ready. I think we can help you out a little bit. So cool.
Dallas or Dan?
Dallas.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Dallas is a really good guy.
But I want to do. I really want to do that thing. And to be honest with you, the picture thing. This is my thinking, and I'm probably blown if I even open my mouth. But sorry about that. The whole thing is to try and loosen these guys. We got people in this chat that if you watch a chat, I always watch a chat. And Troy may say about something about he cooked, that weekend. I was like, wow, I'd really like to see a picture of that, So I'm hoping to bring Troy out into the open a little bit more, posting a picture. So that he would, post a picture in this cooking competition or in this picture contest, which I hope that will also get him interested in doing the barbecue cook-off competition thing, so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the big thing is it's, when it comes to the photo thing, you're going to have guys that are going to know how to take photos and guys that don't, right?
Right.
So if they're really interested in learning how to take photos, then they're going to have better photos as they learn how to do it.
Sure.
Right.
There was always some guys that I was like, God, I wish this dude would win because he's always entering. And then I don't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but he finally won after doing it all the time.
Yeah.
Because he just worked really hard at it, because he wanted to win,
Sure.
But then you're going to have the people that aren't ever going to do it because they're like, I have a crappy cell phone. Most everybody has a better cell phone now that they can take there's enough AI in these iPhones that they'll adjust the lighting and the resolution and all that type of stuff.
Right there inside the phone.
Yeah. I want to hear it, Troy. That's no excuse. Keep on trying, buddy. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is send it a picture, man. That's it.
But a lot of guys that watch barbecue videos or barbecue chats and all that too, you got to remember they might only cook barbecue once a month.
Right.
Right.
A couple times a year, maybe.
Yeah. A lot of guys just don't have the time. They want to do it, but they just don't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's why I didn't want to do it every week, because even every week.
When is your brisket video coming out?
I don't know yet. I came in. I just got it in. Was it Friday? Friday came in. And I was freaking out because I got a call from the Amish crew who wanted me to pull him. Dude, get this. So I pulled this Amish crew, spur of the moment. Had pulled this crew for kitchen install. And we go up to this house that you go through this what we know as an old rundown neighborhood. But you keep on going. This road just paved. It keeps on going. And you go through these freaking pillars and these gates. And it's nothing but water. Water everywhere. Big old outbuilding house. And the Amish guy says, this guy's a boxer. I said, really? He said, Bobby Brown. And I didn't know. I actually, be honest with you, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. First thing I thought, oh, he's a rapper. That's who I thought, Bobby Brown, the rapper. So I got off my phone later on. I had to drop the trailer, and I pulled out. This guy was a professional boxer out of D.C. in Norfolk, Virginia. He had a winning record, but he was fought in the Olympics too. But he was also in a couple movies. One with Al Pacino in one of his movies.
Okay.
So this guy has acres and acres of waterfront, but it just blows me away. An Amish guy, no phone, no television, no nothing. It's getting these types of contacts. It just blows me away. Blows me away.
Yeah. But yeah, so think it over before you announce it, or say we're going to do a test week or something, because you got to do it, because like what I was doing, because we would have sat there for weeks when I had 30 pictures to go through. That's the other part too. When I always noticed my chat really died when I was, once we started going through the pictures, because I had at times so many of them.
Yeah.
And it bored the chat.
Yeah.
It really did start to bore the chat.
So you want to move through it pretty quick.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be your entire show.
Right.
Just hopefully get through it as quick as possible. Do it, and it's a done deal,
Well, we'll talk about it more, maybe next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and end this live here, but I do have the brisket did come in. I was worried I was pulling this Amish crew, and it had been sitting out here in this heat all day long. But it turned out they didn't get delivered till like 5:30 that evening. But
Christmas will be here before the brisket video.
But it was still frozen solid.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah. Anything from Snake River Farms or any of those guys.
I shouldn't have said that out loud, but
I just got one question for you. Was it brisket cream cheese or was it jalapeno cheese?
Yeah.
Was
it like brisket. I took this and then I decided that later I was going to do this and maybe we're going to make this and that title, what the hell was up with that? It was a whole paragraph, dude.
Well, it's like giving you a choice. Yeah. Brisket, something other cream cheese, or jalapeno cheese. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. I will.
Oh.
Yeah,
no, that was too. No, the jalapeno cheese. That was something that just like I'm gonna do something different. That was something on the fly. The cheese was something on the fly. But no, that was a chopped brisket and a chive onion cream cheese.
Okay.
Chipotle that I was going to do for a topping. And then I was like, man, I just want to make two different sandwiches here instead of having them both the same. I was like, well, I've got this jalapeno cheese in here that I wouldn't mind using up.
You're talking about that one?
Brisket? No.
The
one before that.
Okay.
The video before that.
I don't know. There was one that I read that it was like 18 words in that title.
Might have been the one.
And the title.
Yeah, but the one I'm talking about was
the Oklahoma. Oh, yeah, I see it.
The title confused me because it's like giving you an option. Brisket cream cheese or jalapeno whatever.
Elbows. Yeah, you got to crawl before you walk, but it's all right. Still putting them out, trying to get them out. It's got tweaks still.
The best thing about Lance is you can tease him and he doesn't get too pissed off.
That's all I'm done. I'm messing with you.
I love watching Lance's videos. Anything might happen. This is true. All right, peeps. Russ, Ricer, I appreciate y'all coming in chat, man. Really do.
Man.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hope we weren't too boring and tired, but, hey, we still had a great time.
Oh, yeah.
No. I enjoyed
We weren't going to miss it. We didn't go live. Every night we came back from that car show, we just never went live. We thought about it. We were going to try. And then it was just by the time we got everything prepped for the next day, it was lights out, man. It was just over.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then we had all that crap happen yesterday. So it was just like the 2 years ago when we just got drunk.
Yeah.
And then we just, let's go live on the cell phone. We didn't have to set anything up, right? So
Right.
Jesus.
Plus, I'm 2 years older now.
Yeah.
That don't help.
It's all just work. But hey, thanks to everybody for watching. It was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
So.
Appreciate it, Lance. Simon.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
Good
Chat,
night.
appreciate, like always, y'all showing up for live. And we hope to see you next week. Maybe we'll have something ironed out where we can think about getting this little picture taking competition going and see where it goes. If it works, great. I mean, I'd be all over it.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, it's not because we didn't try. So,
yeah. Stay frosty.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right,
Thank
guys.
Later, guys.
Good night.
Later.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
Let's
3.
see if we can- It ain't gonna work with one person or two people. I don't think. No, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I'll do it the easy way.
Oh no,
right.
we're
You
not
don't
using
have
this
to-
camera.
Oh, we're on the wrong camera. That's what's not
Yeah.
working. He's got his main camera right here.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
There
We'll
goes.
see y'all.
Well,
There
it's
goes.
trying to-
Simon looking like Jesus right now. The
Moses. Moses during the storm.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see y'all.
See
All
ya.
right. Later.
Oh.